And we have finally made it to have a LOTRO stream in 2018. How about that? And I just managed to make it back to Evendim in time for 7 o'clock as well. So, wonders will never cease. Hi to people in the room. Spotted a couple of people who are who were very eager to be there before I started. So, hopefully you can hear me. Hi Faffy. Good to see you. So yes, we finally made it. After what is the 3rd attempt maybe at trying to get a LOTRO stream this year. And my wife said it took us getting NJ out of the house for us to be able to do it. But we'll try and be a bit more structured for future weeks and make it a bit more. Right, okay, now if I remember right, I purposely hadn't picked up any of the glassblower quests here because they trigger a few down on the beach. So, yes, it was a number of weeks ago that we finally did the farmer's market quest line. So we'll end up coming down into Barandalf along the beach of the Brandywine here today, and I aim, all being well, to finally make it to High King's Crossing. There's quite a few quests that come down to the Barandalf. We'll go back and forth a couple of times, but as it's quite a pretty area, I don't particularly mind. Today's going to be quite a chilled stream, and some deeds trigger along this beach as well, so I think we pick up Salamander Slayer and Limraffen as well. So, let's pick up a few quests and then we'll get going. So, we made it to the Glassblowers camp. It is as obvious as it says, and we should get to blow some glass later. Yay! Cool.
Might I have a word with you?
So, I may not be able to do the voice acting as much as I usually do because I've got a cold, more so than previous streams, so I'll maybe warm to it a bit later. I have lived here for a great time, Lore-Master, and I have studied the behaviour of many of the local creatures. Listen to me then when I tell you that a great danger is breeding among the sands of the Barandalf. I speak of the Nerbig, vile insects that can be found now among the dunes in great number. If we do not do something and quickly, I fear the Nerbig will swarm, and whether they swarm north or south is immaterial, for there are good people in both directions. Travel north of Dwarling onto the sands of the Barandalf that line the west bank of the Brandywine, and defeat any sand Nerbig that you find. Haha, yes, is this the first time we've done quote of the stream in LOTRO? I have a feeling it might be. Which means, did you manage to do it on that one where we had a complete meltdown in the North Downs and everything sort of went to pot? I think you might have done it. I can't remember. Wold Hillborough.
Hello there. Might I speak with you a moment?
Yes, I think so as well, Faffy. Yes, I thought it might be. Oh yes, as an extra pointer, if for some reason you haven't got full rep with the Matham Society by the time you hit Evendim, some of these quests, and I think some of the Farmer's Market ones, also had gift Mathams, which sadly you can't mail to other characters. They are bound to character, bound on pickup. So, we'll find out some of the rather interesting ingredients they use in making their glass here. They've got to do, they've got to use whatever's available, I suppose. Okay, we use many materials to make shades of glass. One of the colours I'm tasked with is red. It is not an overly difficult colour to make, but it does require a fair amount of supplies in order to bring out a bright crimson. Salamander scales are the best materials I've found around here for producing red glass. Unfortunately, our stores are low, so we cannot make any more red or orange, and these people do not look particularly equipped to go and fight salamanders. You can find sand-swept scales on the salamanders within the southern dunes of the Barandalf, to the north and east of here. If you could collect me a bunch, I would be grateful. I'm sure you would, little hobbit. I'm sure you would.
Good day. Might I have a word with you?
And this is a shade of blue. Just one shade of blue. Oh man, Madsrian's not... Hi Mel, good to see you. Imagine if when Mads comes into the room, let me know as well, just so I can say thanks for following. It's blue D-Bad? Yes, it is indeed. And we've done a shade of red as well. So again, we've got, yes, They use many different materials to make different shades of glass. My favourite colour to make is blue. It's hard and tricky colour, particularly when you want to make glass which looks like a flowing river. I've found only one thing that makes it look how I like, and that is the river stones the goblins have taken from the Brandywine. Simply, you say, but not so. I tried to gather them myself, but the colour didn't come out the same. Something the goblins must do changes the stones somehow. If you could go to Bleak Leaf Crest and collect several of the stones from the goblins for me, I would be grateful. I could make the most beautiful tea set you have ever seen. Hi Mads, good to see you and thanks for following. So we'll be making glass, and I think we'll end up having to go and do the ones in the goblins. There's a rather gross set of quests, I think, at the goblin camp. Now then, where's that? It's a shade of blue. Yeah, all the quests kind of overlap in this region. Do we get one more from here? Yeah, we'll pick up one more, because then we've got 5 tracked quests, so we'll have several trips to the beach.
Stay a moment.
Oh, lovely. We use salamander scales as a material to grind down to make glass, and for that they are important to us, but since Dwarling has been filled with the big folk, we haven't been able to focus on gathering materials as we were before. This has caused the salamanders to run rampant. They're beginning to number an amount we cannot control, and I fear any hobbit who ventures out into the dunes may fall victim to one of them. While you are out there, defeat some of them and gather up their teeth! Yay, they use teeth! Lovely. We may be able to find a way to make some clothing that can resist the cutting more. Be careful. The salamanders can be vicious if you're not prepared. Hi Archosaur. Thanks for joining. Yeah, I'm just finally getting into the swing of things. While we were gone, I managed to finally get a new outfit for our Lore-Master here. I found there was actually one of these in Lelia's, but that's not where I got mine from. I got mine from a quest drop in Angmar on my main Mirlas, and it dyes really well. That's not its original colour, black. And then I also picked up this rather elegant looking staff, which again was just a gear drop, so I've used wardrobe. I'm so glad all those months ago I unlocked wardrobe. It makes such a huge difference to what you can do with your characters. Gonna collect their feet too. Oh dear. Yes, indeed. Right, so we are going to the beach. Not exactly the most relaxing beach in Middle-earth, of course, but that's what we're going to do anyway. Oh, I found out something really random. I also, if you haven't done the Shire deeds, up here, the spiders actually class towards the Shire Slayer deed. Because technically speaking, we're in the Shire, even though we're kind of in the Evendim region. This northern bit seems to somehow still classify as Shire, for reasons I haven't fully looked into. But yes, if you haven't done the Shire, which clearly Earthia hasn't, and I didn't realise he hadn't, so that'll make for a nice relaxing session at some point, you can pick off a few spiders. The goblins and wolves as well. Oh fab, because we'll have to defeat some of the goblins. Although I might possibly have done goblins if I've done skirmishes. Let me see. Eriador, Shire. I've nearly finished wolves. Oh, if I can find a couple of wolves, then we'll tick that one off. Yeah, I've done goblins and brigands probably by virtue of trouble in Tuckborough. But it's good to know. When I first came up here and killed a couple of spiders, like, why? Why are these counting towards... There isn't a spider slayer in Evendim. Oh, it's not an Evendim deed. That would be why. So yes, as we've got to head to the beach, we may as well. Now, is this the part where I have to look for shiny parts of the beach? No, that's later. We'll be sent back to pick up... bits of sand, or pick up things out of the sand. So, we're looking for salamanders here. Well, salamanders have both scales and teeth. Sand near Big 12 and huge sand near Big 2 of. It's technically the North Farthing part of the Shire, even though they didn't put it on the same map. Ah, and hi Buddle Jumper. Yes, because Yeah, that's right. I'd forgotten where that sort of came in. Because if you stray into Oakbarton and you haven't unlocked Evendim, it still says you need to unlock Evendim on this, please. Yeah, so this will be quite a chilled stream. I need it to be, as a nice, gentle introduction back into LOTRO streaming. We will have our challenges in Evendim later. So do keep the chat room busy. It already is, so that's fab. Yay. We have green mobs, so we're not actually on grey ones quite yet. Won't be far off. Oh, six levels different, so it should be quite a relaxing session today, hopefully. Hi Menoras, good to see you. And thanks people for being so patient. Someone on Twitter said that I miss your LOTRO streams. I know you do your Star Wars ones. I was like, it's not through any fault of my own that these haven't happened. Oh, tea. Thank you for tea. I would say the same to you, but you're going shopping. Not quite so enjoyable. See you in a bit. Yes, we have a very rare NJ-free evening. Unfortunately, that usually means catching up on stuff we can't do with the child in the house. Cool, so we've got 2 salamander teeth. Yay! The huge salamanders are separate to the main ones, aren't they? It'll show better on the map once we've got... After all the time I've been doing Moria lately, it's pleasant to see someone doing Evendim. Yeah, I had been streaming Moria, but I decided I was already playing my main periodically, and I wanted to... The reason we ended up doing Airthir was I thought, what characters have I been neglecting? And I have, what, 11 characters on this server. I nearly went to 12, but I re-rolled one instead. And so I thought, well, let's get away from Moria. I'll end up in Moria on my own, and Airthir, my Lore-Master, won the vote. So we've stuck with Airthir for now. That may change. My actual aim, if I can manage it, is to carry on doing my one LOTRO stream a week and one Star Wars stream a week to ease myself back into it and work out how my pain works with it all. And then, hopefully, all being well, we can go in March to 3, and it's likely that the new third one would be LOTRO, and we'll do 2 different regions and classes. Right, so yes, this is part of... Oh, I'm not tracking mines, and I really, really, really should be. Let me just put that on before I forget again. Where's my track mines? Is it on my main board and I've just missed it? I've been switching my UI around, and clearly I have managed to mislay something. Track mines. I need all the things. There we go. It was only that piece of cold up there that reminded me. So, although it's not great for the deeds, this Barandalf beach is good for Limraffen and salamanders. Although, don't sweat the salamanders on this beach, please, because there's a whole island filled with the things. And last time I was here deeding, I got another player who was also collecting salamanders, so you can share that burden. I always think it's strange games tend to make a swarm of bugs into a single. Yes, and also those swarms of bugs. You know, if you got a hunter and you fire an arrow at them, it kills them somehow. Firing an arrow into a swarm of bugs. What do they eat when they can't get Lore-Master? Hi Nel Nardis, sorry, chat has just suddenly gone bonkers, so I missed that. Good to see you. We may as well pick off some Limraffen while we're here. I think the rule of more of these appear at night, I think that applies in this case. I think. Oh, rhubarb. Need that on a don't sweat the salamanders. Need it on a t-shirt. Oh, you want it on like a t-shirt. A t-shirt to take to the gym or to the swimming pool or something. I've totally forgotten what we're doing here. We'll come back. We have to do Limraffen for the glass blowers, I think. So I haven't seen any Nirbig for a bit. We need those. Oh look, there's a Limraffen right there. We need more salamanders. The please makes it very proper. Please, for the love of everything sane, don't sweat salamanders. Yes. Hey ho, we've got the tone of the whole stream set up now, so that's fab. We've got 8 normal Nirbig, and I think the giant ones are just further down the beach, if I remember right. Who gets the fame for it? Give it to Rhubarb because they suggested putting it on a t-shirt. Yes, I need to actually cleanse. By the time I've found all my abilities, I'll have forgotten where it is. Oh look, there we go. Knowledge of cures. As far as that goes. Oh no, you are totally right with that, Rhubarb. Absolutely. Please collect 10 vials of salamander sweat. Ooh, lovely. Yeah, what Mel said there, but attribute it to Rhubarb simply because they made it a lot more polite. We need 4 more salamander teeth and 4 more salamander scales. Yes? Yes, that's right. I always feel like the induction times for some of the Lore-Master things just are a little bit too long. Yes, we need 2 more normal Norbogs. Of course, single Norbog. Several Nirbig. Keep forgetting things like that. On my main, I'm just currently going gradually going through. That was harder to say than I thought it should have been. Erigion, which is lovely, really beautiful. But I'm so over leveled, I'm not getting any progression from it. But every day spent in Erigion is 1 day less I have to spend, or 1 day more before I have to go to Moria again. So blessings in disguise, I suppose. Hi Marrow, good to see you. Have we got all the normal Nirbot? Which one do I need for the... It's the... an increase in Nirbig, so we need to get rid of that, and then it'll tell me where the... starts casting pet kills. Yeah, Mel, that's exactly how it is at the moment, and what, we're only 5 levels or so over. So I should be able to get a few shots in, but apparently not. But to be fair, my job isn't really damage dealing, because I'm on... which... trying to think, where am I going? My brain is not working yet. This one. No. Try again. Yes, I'm on blue line, so my aim here is to keep the creature, my creature, alive, of course. Puddle jumper. You might have to get used to this while Mel's around. Right, so did we get the last... Are we just on giant Nirbig that we want now? Yes, so that should tell me where they're... I thought they were further up the beach, but I couldn't quite get my head around how much further. There is not... There isn't a Norbog Slayer deed here, so we don't have to get it. However, in Evendim, anytime you see a Limraffen, you may as well just pick it off because it can be a pain to do. Otherwise, And there aren't as many around the tombs as you might think there ought to be. So you are just better if you see some, taking it out. Well, in my case, trying not to forget where I'm supposed to be going. Right, where? I need a large Nope, that's just a normal Norbog. I'm not quite far enough up the beach. You missed the big fish pun session. Yeah, for some reason home life and everything else didn't work for me to get to Winterstock, so I intend to try and catch up on the library of Winterstock stuff so that I can listen to music while doing something else. Right, still need a giant Norbog. Official Twitch channel too. Oh dearie me. Oh, hello. Random glitch there. Right. So, have we got everything to do with the salamanders, or have I just sort of run past them all? Get distracted by chat. Right, you take that out, and I'll just grab this. Another one of my characters needs the rich iron. Aether does not. Is there a crawler slayer? I don't think there is a crawler slayer in this region. No. Got my guardian in the troll shores at the moment, and trying to remember not to deed because the crawler slayer one is particularly unforgiving in the troll shores. Need to remember, it's just completely different playstyle, so I shouldn't really try and deed roughly on level on my guardian because it just takes forever. If you manage to get to D8 Jess's concert, I'm the flute-playing elf in purple, to the left of the second row. Left of the videographer looks at it anyway. That's how I would presume it, rather than stage left, which I think is the actresses' angles. Oh, forget these little ruins. You go, oh, I'll just jump through here because I should be the other side. Hit. No, no. Magic wall says no. Right. I still haven't found any of these giant Norbog creatures. Let's go a little bit further up the hill and see if we can find some. This is where I missed the hunter's passage of nature. Magic wall says no. Yes, it did. Where's my links? There you are. Right. No, I don't want to get around the sand lurkers. I just need. It's hobbits doing what hobbits do. At least, hobbits of Oak Barton and the Glassblowers camp. Oh, we need all this stuff. Oh, we don't mind sending you into danger. So off you go. I think they're all hiding. If I was slightly more over-leveled, I'd just run past this, but I'm likely to just attract a whole bunch of aggressive animals if I do. I can't find it. We just need two giant Nurbig. It stonewalled you. Yes, the wall said you shall not pass. Or as I discovered, because I'm now on to Return of the King in reading Lord of the Rings, it actually says you cannot pass in the original. It just doesn't have the same dramatic movie impact. Nah, sorry, you can't pass. Doesn't quite come across the same as, you know, Gandalf yelling you shall not pass. The joys of trying to turn books into movies, I suppose. Is that a giant one? It's a huge sound. Oh, huge. Huge will do. I only need 2 of these things. I keep feeling like I'm riding the owl because of the camera angle. Maybe I should Oh, what did we just trigger there? Oh, it's just new mail. Oh, it's okay. That's some rep items for an alt from Kinney. Should I change to a non-flying pet? Let's do that for now. There we go. Right, so we need one more giant Norbog. That is where we'll ultimately end today, is at High King's Crossing. But here you get the views, even here, it's really, I love the ruins and the old structures in Evendim. It's just very, very pretty. That ruin over there is a prime spot for tomb robbers, although you don't really have to farm them because they're everywhere. But if you feel like it. Oh, and you do get, I think you get rep item drops from Sentience in Evendim, so if you need to farm rep, then that location is also pretty good for that. Ronald Dwell's questline from the Glass is one of the coolest in the game. Explain that then, Abilene, because I don't know much about Tolkien's personal background. I just know it's taking me forever to find a Norbog to kill when I want to progress the Glassblowers camp story. Are you a giant one? No, you're just a normal Norbog. Sorry, you're not big enough. The hobbits will not be impressed if I just come back with another normal Norbog. Am I out of range again? Getting there. Pants. Let's see if I can avoid aggroing half the beach. Fafia just... Yeah, oh no, I'm getting so distracted by different people's comments now. Yes, we don't have... We don't have chicken Jedi Masters, no. This is not the stream you were looking for. And flying on an owl. Don't. I'm not going to have flying mounts in this game. I think that would trigger a little bit too much of the... There's a difference between something not being supported or not being explicitly stated in lore and something that is just probably not according to the law. Not impressed by the size of the Norbog. I'm a big person. I'm a big person, according to a hobbit, but that's not difficult. Why can't I find this giant Norbog? Since getting this darker outfit sorted, it's quite a striking contrast with either him on his fleet-footed goat, which is white, or on the new elk. The first quest Ronald gives you is find a lost dog lead. Ah, I must have done that last time. Tolkien's son lost his favourite toy, a lead dog. Oh really? That is really, really neat. I'm getting Norbog down in this. Yes. Yes, I just need one more huge Norbog. It's not just any. It's not just any old Norbog. This is an M&S huge Norbog. I've had the glowing questy thing going off for a while, as if to say, yeah, honestly, there's one here, and I can't see one. What do you... 3 billion lurkers. And all the huge Norbogs are hiding. It must be hunting season. No, knowing that Puddle Jumper is really interesting. It's just, it means the game creators have really done their homework with that. Huge sand there, got one. Oh my life, that took too long. And we still need to go back for a salamander, but at least there's plenty of those. Yeah, as I said on previous streams, I was a little bit spoilt by having a hunter as my first character that I created, which, totally unashamed, I did when I first started playing LOTRO on the basis that it said, playstyle, basic. Great, that sounds perfect. But unfortunately then you get spoilt with campsites and extra travel skills and the tracking skills as well. The second quest, find a lost leaf of paper, and if you read it, it says, in the hole in the ground there lived a boar. No, that's not it. Have I wonder if I've done that part. I can't remember how much we'd done of the Glassblowers camp. I thought we'd just about got here at the end of the last stream. It's been a few weeks. And rereading The Hobbit is the next thing on my reading to-do list once I've got through Lord of the Rings, which I'm kind of ashamed this is the first time I've read it all the way through. Right, so we've now done that. We still need... Oh no, we've got everything that we can do on the Barandalf beach. The next thing is up towards the Goblin camp. So, let's head back to the Glassblowers camp. Set it on fire! Yes, I would. I did set it on fire while my cat clawed it to pieces. I've gone so far down this beach. But hey, I did say it'd be a chill stream. Of course, by that I mean I'm about to aggro all the other Nurbig that are around here. But yeah, we'll do it in a nice relaxed fashion. I rolled 3 bergs then a hunter and I'm still losing it at how handy the hunter is. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I just think it's... you're just spoiled. I've had to use LOTRO points to unlock an extra milestone for my Guardian because I know I'm going to have to do a lot of running around later on in the epic. Unfortunately, milestones share the same cooldown, so you don't quite get the same... I can leap here and then leap here. You've still got to wait an hour to use your second milestone, but I'm going to have to do that more often, I think. Buy a few more of those. Oh, scrolling back up to text to catch puddle jumpers. Finally, his last quest mentions Bird and Baby. Yes, it does. Named after the Eagle and Child pub. Oh, really? And the friends you talked to are all named after his real-life friends. Do you know what? I have not known that. That is really neat. That is so cool. Really appreciate you sharing things like that, because it means I get to understand a bit more of the depth of the game. I am trying to learn more via, you know, reading, a bit of research, etc. Or now I'm reading, I'm going, oh yeah, I've been there. I remember doing that. Or speaking to that person. So yeah, I'm trying to gain understanding, let's say. So that really helps. And a friend installed LOTRO and she started freaking out. We got to Bird and Baby. I'm like, duh, what? Oh my gosh, it's the Eagle and Child. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, you're like, it's just the name of an inn. Like, it's not just the name of an inn, it has meaning. Hi Nettlebrew, I don't know how long you've been in the room, but hi. Good to see you. Thanks for joining. You can reduce the milestone cooldown to 5 minutes. Yes, I may have to do that on my Guardian once I get towards the later stages of Volume 1, when you just have to travel around like crazy. But I'm going to have to invest in more milestones. My Guardian's becoming my second main, assuming that our Lore-Master here doesn't overtake in the interim. I'll get to the Glassblowers camp and quickly catch up on chat, else I'll end up getting mobbed and I won't realise why. Right, I don't want to go to the Goblin camp just yet. Let's deal with quests and get rid of stuff out of. So many cool things to find in this game, I'm sure dozens that I've missed. Yes, and I think that's the advantage for me for having quite a lot of characters, is that if you take your time, you see lots of different things. Even on Twitter I've seen people say, oh flip, I've got one of these quest items. I didn't spot this detail before, and this is my billionth character or something. Ah, there's Ronald Dwell. I didn't spot his quest. We'll pick that one up then. Didn't spot it because it wasn't yellow, so we'll do that quest line here. You have destroyed some of the sand near Big. Thank you for this, Aether. You put my mind at ease, and I cannot say that often enough in these dark times. The Nerbig will always be a danger, but it is hoped that we have forestalled their swarming.
Is there something I can do for you?
These are most impressive. This was the teeth and scales thing. The teeth are sharp indeed. Take my thanks with the knowledge that you have made Barandalf safer for all us hobbits.
Hello there.
And then this is making the colour red for the glass as well. These scales will do perfectly. I'll begin grinding them down at once, so that we can use them in the next batch of glassware. Oh, you've reached level 39 and can now purchase legendary books from your class trainer. If I remember right, those class things don't really... You can't really tick any of those off until... Troll Shores? Eregion? Something like that. I'm trying to think where those come in. Oh, I don't think I said hi to Nibriel and Inkata. If I've mispronounced anyone's names, I'm sorry. Do tell me if how I'm getting it wrong. Faffy, I may well have said just scrolling up to text to catch. My brain doesn't always work as fast as I would like it to. Yes, I won't claim to not have said something stupid because that's unrealistic. This ring is dull and the design feels ancient. You cannot discern anything else about it. You should show one of the rangers at the Colossus camp. Let's put that to one side because we're not going to make... We'll only make it there at the end of the stream if we're lucky, I think. Destroy. Destroy. And destroy. Oh, a pile of soggy weeds. Is that a quest item? Yes, it is. Right, let's get repairs.
What can I do for you this
Thanks,
fine
Mel.
day?
Misty Mountains, Angmar, Origin. Yeah, something like that's right. We can pick those up, but there's no particular rush. I will need rubies. I thought Pile of Soggy Weeds was it. Some quest items trigger automatically when you pick them out of pending loot, and some of them you have to click in inventory, which is confusing. Let's not accidentally sell either of those then. The weeds are slimy. Oh yes, that leads to a rather disgusting task to do, so we'll do that. We'll save that one up for next time. The weeds are slimy and do not appear to be any different from any other river weeds. However, when you touch your skin, you feel a soft, soothing feeling. A ranger at the Colossus may be interested in this. Of course, by hitting level 39, we've now just made current quest grey, but that will soon iron itself out in Evendim. Oh, we have a point to spend. Where do we want to put this? Weird part is whenever you have a word salad, I totally understand. Word salad? That's an awesome thing. We have those in our house here a lot. Getting words mixed up. In fact, one of the ones that cracks us up still, years and years ago, when McDonald's first introduced their chicken snack, I still can't say it, chicken snack wrap. I thought I was going to missay it, and I ended up ordering one, and I was like, can I have a snipping chap rack, please? And that... I tried so hard not to get it wrong. As someone else said in another stream, I can't English today. I think my life is I can't English. And I am English. Pet critical chance. Pet attack damage. Quicker attack damage. Ooh. Yeah, okay. I can always respec them at another point if I need to. I don't think... One of my race traits I could use is elf bow damage. Not very helpful for a Lore-Master. Elder's Grace. I haven't got around to dealing with that because that's parry chance. If mobs have got to me too much. I'm having to parry things away. I'm not focusing on dealing damage. Right, let's pick up Ronald Dwyle's then. Not Bob Green needs Ronald Dwyle here. So, to pick up what Puddlejumper was saying earlier, you could tie them up in bows. So, it must have been the beginning of fall. I was with my son at the banks of the Brandywine, enjoying the sun, a fine meal and a full pipe, while he sat and played with his favourite toy, a piece of lead fashioned into a small dog, by the side of the river. My boy was very fond of this toy, but when it came time to leave, it wasn't anywhere to be found. I tried to console him with one of my stories. I created quite a wonderful tale about the toy's whereabouts, but if you're headed that way, perhaps you could search for it. The toy has to be somewhere in the Barandalf, the sand marshes north and east of Dwaling. I have heard that strange burrowing creatures have since inhabited the area. There is a good chance one of them could have swallowed it up, thinking it to be food. Ah, shame the Nirbig didn't get lead poisoning them. Okay, let's do this quest line, and then we'll go back to finishing the glass off, because we have to go do the goblins, then I think you get stage 2 of glass blowing. So, let's do this line. This is why I like taking my time in most regions, because there's always like little quest lines that are easy to miss, and you really shouldn't. Even like now, we've now gone into unfortunately grey quest area. It doesn't matter. What matters is, are you getting the story? Are you enjoying what I call doing the journey rather than a destination? We could be in Evendim for some time, but it doesn't really matter about the achievements. What matters is the company, and I've got plenty of company, so thank you so much for coming out, people. Coming out, comma, people. Don't come out, people, because you shouldn't be inside them. Right, so this lead toy may have been swallowed by a burrowing creature. Possibly. Oh, my cat, of course, has been dismissed because I leveled up. Oh, have I missed anything that I was... Take a bow afterwards. Oh, I wasn't sure whether it was bow or bow. Here's a question. I saw I can equip a bow on my Guardian Dwarf. Yes. Yes, you can. It goes into another weapon slot. And you need to use... Well, I use Control Z, which is auto-attack. What I've noticed with non-hunters who use bows... In fact, actually, no, Guardian also get a Let Fly ability that doesn't miss. But you can't move and fire as a Guardian. And if you try and move and fire with auto-attack, you're likely to miss, whereas most of the time if you stand still and use auto-attack, it won't. Oh, very rarely, at least I found on my Guardian. Found the small lead dog. Well, that didn't take much time. Fab. Right, get that Limraffen while we're up here. Getting some nice pink coming into the sky now as it's getting towards dusk. It's so easy to quote you today. Oh, yes. I would apologise, but let's just call it entertainment value, shall we? How to totally enjoy someone's company by tearing them to shreds verbally. Fabulous. I deserve it. If I say something stupid, I deserve to be quoted as saying something stupid. Right, so back to the glass blowers camp. Journey before destination. I'm annoyed. I didn't actually get a chance to... I need to actually expand my chat app here because chat is going by much quicker than normal. But no, if you've tried to help, you've tried to help. Don't worry about it. I've just been playing a lot of my Guardian recently. But yeah, depending on your level, Rhubarb, you will get a Let Fly ability, which I tend to put in the same slot around here. And obviously you can't use that without a bow equipped. It does mean you'll want to upgrade your bow as well as you go up in level. So whether you've got a woodworker that you can do it yourself or just skirmish camp it. Although it's not an obvious weapon for your garden, it's a good... I use it to take some health out of a foe before they come to me. Or it can be used to aggro something. So sometimes when I was in the Troll Shores, I used the bow to force one troll to come away from another one, so that I only had to fight 1 or 2 trolls rather than 2 or 3. So using the bow is very handy even on a sword shield guardian. Irony, cataloguing a book called Focus and being unfocused. That is brilliant. Right, Ronald Dwell then.
What do you need?
Were you able to find the toy Aether? Ah, I see you did. Many thanks to you.
Might I speak with you a moment?
And here we go. If my last task was not too taxing, which it wasn't because the first Nurbik had it, I am in great need of some assistance from a fellow lover of the written word. I would hope that a lore-master of your reputation would be interested in assisting me. Not long ago I seem to have misplaced a very important leaf of paper while I was walking with my notes. The paper contains the beginning lines of a story I planned on writing for my children that has been conjuring in my head for some time. Now that most of the town has been sold off, I have not been able to search for my papers. The last time I tried to have a look around, I was chased off by a group of those ruffians. I would rewrite it, but I cannot seem to recall the exact wording. If you could find it, I would be deeply in your debt. I think I dropped it somewhere in town. Oh, lovely. Oh, if we're over-leveled, we might be able to just run past. Depends on how over-leveled we are. Ah, no, of course we can't just run past. Sadly, these ones aren't tomb robbers. These are just some blokes here at Sharky's behest, if I remember correctly. So, the loose leaf of paper. Ah, yay for nighttime. You can see it shining on the floor there. Fab. Let's hope those mobs leave you alone. They won't. But we are now down to groups of mobs, so I might have to, you know, think. There's a shock. Hi, Terry Adwin. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Quote the film. Right, that's a grey mob, so we can just pick up this. Indeed, Puddle Jumper. Indeed, well done. And very quick there as well. Good morning, night. That sounds like something someone should say after they've had slightly too much mead in the inn. Good morning, night. In fact, is that what they're saying when you know you have those drunken quests at Farmer's Market? Farmer's Fair. Mead. And everyone leaves the stream to go in search of alcohol. Your kin are from different time zones. I'm pretty sure both my kins are as well. More so the one on Evernight. The female hobbit drunk gibbering is scary. It's a little bit creepy. It is. Mel has coffee. I have tea, and I have decaf tea. Sadly. Because I'm not supposed to have caffeine. I had too much caffeine by about 2 PM. Had too much to get done at home. Used all my good typing at work. Well, it's probably best, as you get paid for being at work, that you keep your good typing for work, rather than rock up to work and say, sorry, I used all my good typing during a chat online last night, so I'm going to type gibberish today. Hope you don't mind. Yes, decaf tea in fact does. This is my first time on decaf tea. It does taste the same, and it's the taste that I want. It's refreshing for the mouth. And I knew I was going to have to speak more on this stream compared to the Star Wars ones where you get cutscenes. I nearly forgot to read this lost leaf of paper, which Puddlejumper was talking about earlier. In a hole in the ground there lived a boar. In the margins behind this line scrawled in red, "No, that's not it." I'm going to take my time trying to find out where some of these things come from in future, because I would never have guessed, or I wouldn't have been aware. Tunnel vision, I'm playing a game and forgetting the broader picture of it all. Since at work watching Twitch, work ethic. Patchwork urchin. Well, as long as you're being judged on your productivity and not what's on your screen, it's fine. Oh, does anyone else read Neil Nardis is all about the taste? And not get it's all about the bass in their head. It's all about the taste. Well, now you have been helpful, haven't you? You kind of sound surprised. If you could, I do have one last task for you to assist me with. Among the hobbits of the Shire, a love of languages and written works is quite uncommon. A few of my fellow colleagues and I have formed a small informal gathering of sorts for those of us who revel in such arts as writing and listening to fictional stories. We usually meet in the evenings down at the Bird and Baby. That is the Bird and Baby Inn in Michel Delving. With the return of my lost paper, I should get started on my new book, but I haven't an inkling how I should reach my friends in time to tell them of my absence. If you would, go quickly and visit Jack Lewis down at the Bird and Baby before the meeting starts, and let him know that I will not be making it tonight. I have 32 more records to catalog before I leave, and this is keeping me from playing around on Twitter. Yeah. Oh, do I play around on Twitter? Do I play around in Twitch? Oh, tough choice. Oh wait, I'm supposed to work. Tolkien's writing group was called the Inklings. Ah, was it? Interesting. We should try and do that before the end of the stream, because I've got Return to Bree, so I can go Return to Bree and get the taxi through to Michel Delving, so we should try and do that.
Might I speak with you a moment?
Oh yeah, we should pick this one up, because there's a couple of intertwined quests in the Glassblowers camp. So we've got to pick up the Riverstones from the Goblin camp, which is around the corner someplace. Here? Yeah. But then there's this really weird mini quest line here as well. No caffeine. That I was trying to work out what the best way to finish that all about the taste song was, and yes, no caffeine is the right wording. Forgot about the pipe. It gives you a quest. It's a really cool cosmetic. Yes, you can use it and to yeah, you can use it to smoke that Ronald Dwell's pipe. Although not many know this, I heard that the business down south of here with the goblins. They are up to no good around these parts, like goblins are ever up to good. Excuse me. I swear I saw one of them kill one of the spiders and drag it back to their camp, though why they would want something so vile I surely can't say. I wonder if these goblins consider spider a delicacy of some kind, though that thought makes me shudder. Maybe you ought to go to their camp at Blackleaf Crest, out south here, and see if you can find that spider they dragged off. Mayhaps that spider corpse might tell us something about these goblins. Yes, because we need to go to that camp anyway, because once we've done one more of the glass colours quests, we get another bunch of them to finish off before we get to blow glass ourselves. Oh, Nelnardis, did I miss your wording? I've never seen chat go past this fast. It's all about no sugar. You could do both, couldn't you? You could do no sugar and no caffeine, because I don't have sugar in tea either. So you could actually make have it with both in them. There we go. Situation resolved. I was on the task all the time there to make sure Nelnardis' wording was in there. Everyone just loves sugar too much. There are goblin non-profits. Oh, you think? Please don't climb inside it. No, thankfully I don't think you have to climb inside it. Oh, we do have... I thought, yeah, I can run past the goblins, but no, we do actually have to kill some of them because we want their river stones. Yay, yay for being on the side of good, where you kill things in order to collect the rocks that they're carrying. Go figure. Right, now then, where is that spider? I think there's more than one. I thought that said Grimm's spider flinger there. It's not, it's spear flinger. Hi, I'm here for the job of spear flinger, please. What's the job description? Read your title. That is your job. Go fling stuff. Sharp stuff. Maybe goblins are like the guy in The Princess and Bride, raiding villages for charity. Now there's a quest line to try and write. Then you have rocks and rolls. Don't get confused at a goblin buffet between the rocks and the rolls. Right, I need that spider. Well, don't. I have to find the spider. Goblins and spiders. It just says examine the corpse of the spider. So you'd think it'd be obvious. I did say we'd be going slow today, right? Yeah, good. Oh look, there it is. Ah! He sticky gourded me. That's just rude. Sticky gourd's my trick. I'm also on fire, but it's not a debuff I can cleanse. I don't think. A quick examination of the spider's remains reveal that the goblins have let it lie, virtually untouched. All of the ichor and venom of this spider seems to have been collected by the goblins. Lovely. Right, let's run away from that captain. I hate these cowardly boggarts. They're not cowardly enough, they still try and attack you. There we go. Nothing a bit of lightning won't fix. Yes, Nelnardist, I resisted the urge and probably shouldn't of doing that. This elf is on fire. Right.
Well,
What do you reckon? We'll have to go back again. There is actually a Goblin Slayer deed, I believe, in Evendim. Oh, you know you've been playing for quite a while. Ah, they don't count here. Goblins are annoying Slayer deed as well in Evendim because they're in these ruins around here. That one's Shades. That's not even a Slayer deed. Might be this one. The goblins here don't count because we're still in the Shire, as we had that explained by another person in chat earlier. They took the venom from the spiders? Well, that's no good. And you found hobgoblins as well? That's even worse!
Might I have a word with you?
What those goblins want with the spiders' innards is a puzzle, to be sure, but there's one thing I do know for certain. They are up to no good. I do solemnly declare that I am up to no good. Maybe if you kill off the spiders, the goblins will go away. There's more than anyone can handle out east of here. The Northmoors are crawling with them. It certainly won't make any of us sorry to see the beast dead. You just be careful, though. Go kill dangerous creatures for us, but be careful while you do it. We're considerate slave drivers, don't you know? Rhubarb, Inquisitor's family motto. Lightsaber to the face. The advantage of using lightning is you don't have to see the pained expression. Of course, if you want to see the pained expression, you do need to get up close and personal. But for that, in this game, you need a guardian, a champion. Who else gets up and close and personal? Warden, which I'm just about to start. These stones are amazing! They are the best batch I have yet seen. What's this? A hobbit that was impressed with your work? No way. I wonder if it's because I've not tried to get any lately. Maybe the longer the goblins have them, the more blue they become. Uh-huh. Oh, look.
Might I speak with you a moment?
Oh, we have done it. Oh, we get to blow glass. Yay. My assistants tell me that all the supplies have been gathered and we're able once more to make the glass. I thank you for your help there. Blowing glass is an art, one that can be learned quickly, but must be refined over many years of trial and error. I can teach you the basics if you would like. Head over to the forge and use this rod. Work the glass several times. You should see it start to take shape. Oh, well, welcome back then, Nelnardus. Happy to help, because lots of things would have changed depending on how long ago you uninstalled it. Yeah. Let's make the goblins go over killing spiders, or how about killing the goblins directly? That's a very valid point. Yes, of course, Marrow. My problem is I've got so many characters and I'm nearly got all classes represented. I haven't got Captain yet. What's the other class I haven't started? I can't remember. As per usual, my brain's not working. But yes, of course, bears are up close and personal as well. We bears hug. Yes, we do. Yay, let's blow some glass. Or, to be fair, that sound just makes it sound like you're smoking the glass, which can't be good for you. Apparently glass blowing is just, just a little and it does its trick, apparently.
Hello.
I like this response. Well, I'm not quite sure what we can do with this. Perhaps it could be used as a tray to ash one's pipe after smoking. A useful thing, if not the most glamorous of objects. And there we go, we've appeased the glass blowers. Okay, so we are going to finish this questline to do with the goblins and spiders. And I think, on the basis of that, we should also tick off Spider Slayer in the Shire. Yay. Did we accidentally bring the Old Republic back into your home? Simpler than most glass. It's simpler than most glass blowing anyone has ever seen. Oh no, we might only finish the first stage of Spider Slayer for the Shire, but still we'll get 5 LOTRO points that I hadn't picked up before on this Alp. Nope, that's another goblin. We're going spider and N. It's been interesting since I've been streaming and blogging that I've had people on both games. It's not. I thought at one point I was just taking Old Republic players away from away to LOTRO, but actually I've seen quite a few people go the other way as well. So it's been quite interesting. I'm not putting it all down to me, but it's just interesting to see that people in both games are trying the other game. I'm so glad I do now have 2 games that I play, because I get different things from both of them. Now then, I don't want to go back into the goblin camp, but the spider region goes on and on and on, doesn't it? Yes, so we can go up this hill, and then we get away from the goblins a bit. To be fair, work the glass is not a very good instruction for making something pretty. No, it's not. But he'll put it down to your skill rather than poor training. Hi, Lieber. And yes, you did. And this is in response to you saying, I miss your LOTRO streams. And I was missing streaming LOTRO, so it wasn't much out of choice. But we've got a quiet house. My pain meds are roughly working, so we'll take that as a win, or at least as close to a win as I get with my meds at the moment. Secret I tried. Oh really? I wasn't aware of that one. I always wondered about your name Secret because it seems more Lord of the Ringsy, but I wasn't sure it was my fault that you're in the Old Republic. But Hey. I think it was down to... There was a certain stage that the Old Republic went through where you end up with all your characters at the same point in the story, and I was just getting a bit storied out on that quest line. And I found a few blog posts that were like best F2P, in their opinion, of course, MMOs, because I knew I liked the social side of MMOs, even if I don't do many of the actual, you know, group stuff. Have I done Wolf Slayer, did we say? No, we're 2 wolves off, that's right. Oh, that's really cool. As an Old Republic, I'm now curious about LOTRO. Hey, if it means people try new things, that's no bad thing. But yeah, no, I found a couple of reviews like of different F2P MMOs, and I tried a few, and most of them seem to focus more on the MMO bit, as in you generally had to play with other players, whereas the RPG part I prefer as a developing a character that has a story, and I prefer the social side of LOTRO. And it wasn't until I got into a kin in LOTRO that I started playing it more, because you get more of the social aspect of it. So yeah, we need 5 spinners and 3 hunters. Yes, okay. I was the opposite way actually, Secret, interestingly. So I was looking for a break from the Old Republic. There was a long gap before new content came out, and a lot of my Old Republic characters ended up at the same point, and I just got a bit... It was a bit repetitive. Hey, look, complete Shire Deed. Totally forgot to be able to do that. Right, so we don't need any more wolves, because that's the advanced Wolf Slayer deed. But yay for extra LOTRO points. And virtue traits, which are always handy. Thanks, Mel. I need to see Mads's... Can someone link me the tweet and I'll check it out when I go and get another drink later. I want to see what it is that got everyone laughing from Mads. I don't really want goblins. I'm looking for spiders. I wish my screen was higher resolution, because I end up with... I mean, it doesn't work for streaming having a high resolution one, but you can see the dawns and dusks get a bit blocky in some regions. It's smoother if I'm just play it on my laptop, but then I have to play it at a low resolution on my laptop, because if I try and play it, my actual hardware runs it at 2880 by 1900 or 1800, something like that, which is great from an aesthetic point of view, but not great from a performance point of view. I still need spiders. I wonder if I'm not seeing them because... Oh, was that a spider? Yes, that was a spider. Yay. I don't really want goblins. Yeah, goblins are not a life aim of mine, I have to say. What's your internet like? I went to stay up north with family and friends. We're fine because we're in a town. So we actually have as close to super fast as we get up here. I don't think I'll be able to stream on anything else that's not super fast. However, my in-laws live in the sticks a bit, and they are reliant on satellite internet. You know, people out there are like, satellite internet still exists? Yes, they wouldn't have internet if they didn't have satellite. And yes, I can't play the Old Republic on their connection. Far too laggy. I can play LOTRO, but there is a half-second to a second delay that is nothing to do with game performance. So I have to be careful what I do if I want to go and play when at my in-laws. So yeah, here is fine because we're in a small town. But yeah, there will be parts up here that it's not not good. I think people think because I am in the north of Scotland that obviously we don't have anything up here, but it's very patchy. It's like 4G, for example, doesn't really exist in quite a lot of places. In fact, I'm not even sure what I have 3G wise here, if anything. So if I put back on my mobile data on this, which I turn off because it's pointless. Yeah, I don't even have 3G here. So we're in a town where we can super fast, but I don't even have 3G in the house. I think it's a little bit better when we go up the street actually into the town centre, but like mildly better, not like substantially better. Obviously we don't have anything up here. Did I actually say it like that? I think... Oh, I should have said, obviously we do have things up here, but I can't... I have such a bad memory, you could misquote me and I actually wouldn't know that you'd misquoted me. Right, we need one more wood web spinner. That's all we need, actually. All gold. Oh, a shiny. Never mind. They have the best they can get in the area too. Yeah, it's not quite like a complete lottery as to where you live, but so if you live in a more built-up area, you're more likely to have a better connection, but it's not guaranteed. Still think there's a lot of places in the UK when... Yes, Nelnardis, you're right, and it tends to be people out in the countryside where companies think that it's not profitable to put out cables, for example, to provide people with good quality internet. The government doesn't want to fund it because there's no ROI. But at the same time, websites are getting bigger, heavier. There's a bigger focus now on video online than as much written content, for example, and there's not the funding or the support behind people who can't access all that stuff, so they end up with a much lower experience of web content. It seems a bit nuts to me that on the one hand they want to provide the best websites in the world ever, run games, say people should invest in video content. Ooh, pretty sky. But then not give, equal internet to all kind of thing. But hey, I'm not the one making the financial decisions. But this is why I'm looking currently at my own sites. I know that some people have had not loading issues, it eventually loads, but that it's taking a few seconds to load for some people, and I need to... That's a hunter. I need one of the big black spiders. Trying to speed it up for some without degrading the quality of screenshots and things like that. So I'm doing what I can when I can. But I forget sometimes that people don't have the same kind of connection that I have. They live in Norwich City, which isn't that far north Norwich. Wow, how far south are you if you think Norwich is North Nelnardis? You don't have to tell me what city it is, just rough area is fine. In New Zealand we have to opt in to get fibre taken from street to our door. Do they make you pay for that, Lieber, then? Or is that they're only going to build it if people ask for it? Aren't there companies that take care of internet and stuff? What tends to there are, Faffy, but sometimes companies don't want to do things like countryside connections unless they get government funding for it. And the cabling is still handled by one major company. Is it a spinner I need? It is. Good. So even if your internet is... your actual connection is paid... You pay a different company for the actual connection. The physical wiring is done by pretty much the same company everywhere in the UK. So... yeah, they'll only do it if it's profitable or if there's funding for it. And sometimes we've had governments that have gone like, yeah, we'll invest in countryside connections, and then you work out it's only certain communities, and I hasten to say, not very often the Highlands of Scotland. A couple of sturdy leathers. Oh, my inventory's already full. Ah, I need to upgrade my bags. It's interesting because having access is considered... Yes, well, they would say there's a difference between having access to the internet and having access to a good quality internet connection. and that's where opinion probably divides off a little bit. Yes, Naldis, that's right. In terms of the actual physical wiring, it's BT that holds that for the most part, as far as I know. Right, let's not take more than we have to. I'll keep the sturdy hides for one of my tailors. Right, where's the guy? Here he is. We have companies provide internet in the US, but of course regulation. The law is that everyone in the home will have a 100 megabit connection in 2020. Wow. That's much better because it means it happens. Whereas sometimes we'll get people that, it comes to an election and we promise that we'll make fast internet available to X percentage of the population. So it's not everybody. And then who are they deciding? Oh, how are they deciding what is fast? Whose opinion is that? So it's still subjective. If you make it a law, it's much more of a red line.
Well, the gall of some folk.
Good, you're back, and you've dealt with a few of those spiders, I see. Well, I've had me an idea about what these goblins are up to with the spiders' innards, and it ain't a pretty thought. Oh, hello.
Might I have a word with you?
These players came into camp and just brought a goblin with them. That was very nice. Thank you. You see, I think I finally figured out what those goblins are up to. It was the presence of hobgoblins that cleared it up for me. Stories always said that they were the worst lot, scheming up new ways to hurt and kill folk. I think they're taking the spiders and cooking them down, making them into that tar of theirs that they throw. Never heard them using spinets innards for such a thing, but wouldn't surprise me a bit. They're probably sore from their defeat south of here and are itching for another fight, but this time they plan on burning hobbits out of house and hole. You've got to put a stop to this. You should head back to the Blackleaf Crest and burn the pots they're cooking the spiders in. They'll probably have torches or stuff nearby that you can use, and you'll need to take the recipe for the tar away from them as well, or burning the pots won't do any good. Defeat one of them hobgoblins out there and search him for the recipes. I'm so passionate, I'm going to send you to do it for me. Yay for hobbits. I do believe I have to pay, don't quote me on that, my parent... yeah... I understand that, Lieber. Definitely. It's funny how the cable companies were a bit happy with charging me high rates for the best internet, then when Google comes in and wants to start offering cheap fibre optic, the other providers fall all over themselves. Yes. A puddle jumper. The joy of sales and companies trying to do... to get as much out of people as possible and having excuses for not doing things certain ways. I'm hoping these people aren't going off to the Goblin camp, because I kind of want to go there while there are still some mobs intact. No, I think they're going in a slightly different direction. Usually the UK parties are like, yeah, we will do X, Y, and Z. Then they often go, actually, yes. We promised to do this. Oh wait, hang on, the numbers don't follow. You killed their friends. They made friends with that goblin. Well, their friends shouldn't have attacked me then. Or my cat. He's a selfish goblin murderer. And just to prove the point, I'm going to go and selfishly kill a whole load more goblins who are obviously running their not-for-profit, as we were talking about earlier. Oh yes, I need to find a torch. That's right. They're by the fires. But some of these goblins are green mobs. Apparently, only one goblin holds the recipe. Right, where's that torch? Here's a torch. Of course, the joy of having your pet on aggressive mode. I should probably have changed that in this camp. Never mind. Right. Burn the pots. So today on stream, we went and burned the goblin's pot. Pots. We burnt their pots. Unfortunately, you can't do it without setting yourself on fire. No, let me correct that. Unfortunately, I can't do it without setting myself on fire. That's a different issue. Right, I need another torch. There's one. I'm so glad for floaty names, even if it's on temporarily. Spider gut soup kitchen. Oh, when you put it like that. I need to burn another pot. Need to. I have to. Hey, don't attack me! The Hobbit told me to. Oh, I've still got my torch. Yes, but I'm on fire and I've lost half my health. But I need to burn that pot. Burn! Yes, exactly. I want to burn. Burn the pot. Before I die. Thank you. It would be embarrassing to die here. It really would be embarrassing to die here. Oh good, we've managed it. Watch FJ burn a bunch of pot. That's a life well spent, that is, watching FJ burn a load of pot. Pots. We burnt pots. Really? Have to stop setting light to myself. Advice for life. Try not to set light to yourself. We're going to set a happy little fire in the pot. Hi, Darth Exhausted. I tried to pick up that torch and failed miserably. Ah! Still, I tried so hard not to set myself on fire. But apparently that's my new superpower. Yay, well done, Nelnardus. My main here is nearly 62, and will stay nearly 62. I swear he'll creep over the 61, 62 threshold by picking up ore in Erigion. That must drive me potty. Not to be confused with a baby's toilet, of course. Yes, I want to keep the adamants. I am adamant I want to keep them. Right. I should probably mail some stuff to Alts at some point. I've got a few spaces left. Right. Are we nearly done? My first ever LOTRO character in 75.
How rude!
Good, you've done it. I'll take that recipe there and destroy it. That should keep them from making any more of that foul stuff. Never thought I'd be saving spiders from a horrible death. Well, if you don't tell anyone, I won't either. Ah, yay, good. I thought there was more to do at the Glassblowers camp than we actually do have. So it means we'll be able to head off to High King's Crossing. But we may as well finish this quest line with sorry, what's his name? Ronald Dwyle here. And because I always leave this one and forget about it. So let's go back to the Bird and Baby and finish off that quest line, and then we can come back to Evendim. Yes, okay, so let's do that. Return to Bree, and then I can pick up the quick travel from there. Yeah. Once we've done this and I transport back to Evendim, I'll take a 5-minute break to get another cup of tea. And then we will continue on the road. People accusing Nelnardus of being of cheating because she's level 65. I started in the region and do quests to get right to the level. Ah, you're working on it on a leveling basis. Yes, that is something I'm not doing, and that's why I feel like I'm miles behind everyone else. It's just people play differently. So, I mean, I'm going to be creating a new video series based on a new Hobbit Warden, because I never played Warden before, and I will be taking a very similar approach on that one to Nelnardus there. Rather than doing all the deeds, doing as many quests as possible, and then moving on, I'll be taking a leveling. I want to level through this region. So yeah, I'll be taking that road. I might have a LOTRO character to 30. I have so many characters, and I've got quite a few that are... I've got a few stuck in Breland, because after a while I get regioned out. So for a while I had too many in the Lonelands, and then I got over that and got some out, and now I've got Brelanded out. If that... No, that's not a sentence. But you know what I mean. I've got too many characters in Breland, so I need to break a few of them out really to, yeah, understand and make progress on them. Speaking as a Hobbit Warden, we're awesome. And of course very, very humble. Right. I hadn't realised I hadn't done the Shire on Aether. So here's the... You said there were some people here. We've got Jack Lewis down, Carlo Williams and Owen Farfield. Was there something about these names that was important here, Puddle Jumper? I'm pretty sure you said there was some meaning behind the names. Are these people from his actual group? Was that right? Trying to remember. LOTRO is about... anyone who wants to feel better at leveling, I guarantee I'm way behind. LOTRO is about having fun, and I have fun by leveling. It's fine for other people to have fun in different ways. Absolutely, Nelnardis. Yes, absolutely. And I've actually ended up leaving regions without deeds because I realised I wasn't enjoying how I was playing in that moment, and so I'd go back and do it later. So yeah. So Jack Lewis down is C.S. Lewis. Ah, Owen Farfield is Owen Barfield. The things you learn just by streaming. That's just so cool. The little touches, yes. Mel is not having plans on going into Mordor yet, not done Gondor. That's kind of how I feel most of my characters will be. Yes, I'm this level, but I am... It's like my Guardian is in the middle of Troll Shores, and she's what, level 47? 48? No. 44. Someone else is fairly... a bit further through. I know by that stage you could, in theory, be heading towards Angmar, but the longer I can delay Angmar, the better, especially on my Guardian. Carlo Williams is Charles Williams. Yeah, I really should look into these things a bit more. Also days when you log into your Evernight characters and do enough quests to get the bonus XP done, then I log. Ah, I see, yes, so you've made progress for half the effort kind of thing. My playtime is 3 days, 14 hours, 40 minutes and 21 seconds. Wow, yeah. I've done 500 hours on Mirlas, and he's level 61. What's this character, Aether? Where are we at? 1 week, 2 days, 14 hours, 57 minutes and 33 seconds. There's a rabbit in the corner because the room they used to meet in was known as the rabbit room. That rabbit. Ha ha ha! Wow. Little detail, I totally didn't even know there's a rabbit there, and this is not my first time handing this letter in. Main is 3,000 hours. Over 5 years though. Not done after several weeks of not sleeping.
Hello.
Well, hello there. Are you saying that we're going to just hand the letter in? Oh yeah, here we go. Did you hear that Owen Ronald isn't making the meeting today? Oh, that's too bad. I was going to read from the Silvered Horn tonight. Well, you have our thanks coming all this way just to tell us about his absence. I hope this book is as good as he claims. Oh, hobbits. It's not like Ronald to miss our meetings. I trust he's working hard on his story and is not get caught up in any silly games. You have no idea what the hobbits in the south of Evendim are going through. Like, hope he isn't getting caught up in any silly games. Dealing with Sharky's men is just playing a silly game. One of my best memories is staying up all night and doing silly role play and running around doing deeds. I think I have to be in a particular mood to do deeds. And I try to do them well, I have less of an incentive to do them now, now that most of the game is unlocked. I had a couple of regions gifted to me, which was awesome, but for the most part I have deeded to unlock regions, and it's a lot of work. So now if I want the LOTRO points, or I think I need the virtue traits, then I'll do them. Or if I'm just in the mood to do it. But at least I can now just play in any region that I feel like I want to and just enjoy it. Chill and relax. Right. So, we'll head back to the Glassblowers camp. And we get to talk to Ronald Dwyle again. And then I need to make a brew. Archosaur. Well, I'm about 700 hours by now. But I won't even begin about other MMOs. The thing is, if you have enjoyed the time playing and it has been balanced with other things in life, then it's still time well spent. I'm obsessed with deeding. I basically do not play LOTRO. There is no way to play LOTRO right. Yeah, no one else is probably right doing deeds with others. I tend to pick up randoms for some deeds, so if we do salamanders, we might be able to pick a random and just blitz some salamanders at some point. But no, Rhubarb, there is no way to play LOTRO right. I have a different approach. So my main is a hunter, so I do try to do most deeds on him. I've left Angmar because it's depressing, but I will go back because I don't like leaving things not done. But my Guardian, now she's in the Troll Shores, it's too hard doing the deeds with fairly low DPS, so I will go back later to do the deeds on that. So I will enjoy the region and the stories on the Guardian, pick up what deeds I do accidentally on the way, but then go back to regions and do the stories. So I do the deeds, so that's what I'll end up doing. But no, there is no right way to play LOTRO as far as I can. You know, even if you're dying lots, it's still fine if you're having fun. You're not meant to do certain things. If you're not meant to do certain things, they wouldn't have made it features. Welcome back, Menoras. You botted 1200 hours in RuneScape. Hi, Thevshi. I don't know how long you've been in the room, but hi. Group content in LOTRO bothers me. I can never tell what my friend is doing. You don't have to group for most things, though, Rhubarb. If you go... I can't think what group thing you needed in the Bingo Boffin questline early on. But if you over-level a bit, you can usually go and do the small fellowship stuff on your own. The epic ones you can get inspiration for, and I have found most of them you can solo with inspiration, but there was one or two during Angmar where I needed help, even though I was over-leveled. So that they vary, but most of the time you can avoid group content, if that makes sense. If you want to avoid playing in a group, you can. You either avoid those quests or... Oh, you were just grouping for fun. Oh, right, okay. You... Define what you mean by you couldn't tell what someone was doing in the content then, because you can see where they are on the map with dots. And you do get... I mean, you can't see channeled abilities, I don't think. I've not done enough group stuff to know the answer to that. Let's just hand this in. My throat's getting dry, so I should get a cup of tea. But
What do you need?
You were able to make it before the meeting started. Wonderful! I already have the first chapter started. Old Lewis Downs thought I'd be playing games instead of working. I dare say he knows I would never think of getting involved in something so silly. And we get a pipe, steak and kidney pie, and wine. Oh, that sounds like a really nice evening. Right, so... I have enough salves and stuff anyway, so it doesn't really matter. If you need help in LOTRO, you just gotta call a bear. Who are you gonna call? Marrow-cheer. So, yes, you can use this pipe to smoke as well. And it says it's got a little bit of Old Toby in it, but actually you can use it multiple times, so it's got an infinite amount of Old Toby in it. See? Please smoke tobacco responsibly. Ghostbusters. It does have a cooldown, so what's the cooldown? An hour, so you can only smoke once an hour, so there you go. But it replenishes after that hour. Cool. I think at that point then, Bjorn Busters. Excuse me. You can't tell what the finish is. No, you can't. You have to ask. You have to use the social side and talk to people. Right. I am going to go and make a cup of tea. So have a 5-minute break. Pop the kettle on. And I will be back shortly. If anyone comes wondering why a lot of nothing is happening, I'm making a drink. So yes, have fun people, I'll be back shortly. Oh look, the room didn't empty while I was out. The door is treaming. The door is indeed treaming. I'm back. I ran out of tea. Hi Skydom, if you're still in the room. I'm back. Oh look, we've got pretty coloured flames this time. Purple, pink and orange fire. Flamethrowers are allowed and encouraged. Or to keep it game related then, we've got fire oils or sticky gourds. People didn't scare you off. You managed to come in, Skydom, at the exact point I was making another cup of tea. My throat was getting dry. Pibgorns for kindling. Oh, that much loved musical instrument. Flaming Pibgorn emotes. So which is most hated as an instrument, the bagpipes in this game or the Pibgorn? No, I do take breaks in this stream, I have to. A, to stretch myself a bit because I have pain, so I've got to manage it a little bit, and to get a brew. Right, so we are now free to move away from Hobbitland and their troubles. But at least these hobbits have got a bit more realism attached to it because they're dealing with a branch of the enemies here with some of Sharky's folk. But we now get to go up to High King's Crossing. I can't think that we get ambushed by many quests up at towards High King's Crossing. I think we can kind of just go. Thanks for following, Skydom. Really appreciate it. Now then, which path is the best? Oh, that one takes us straight through to a Numinas. Let's take this path instead. I think with Evendim we'll stream the main stories through this and make sure that we hit max rep, which we're probably not... Yeah, we're miles off even the next level yet, because we haven't hit any Warden's rep quests yet. But once we hit a Numinas, I think then we'll switch regions and pick the epic back up. Troll Shores. Oh, I did say while you're around, pick off Limrathan, so I should probably, you know, lead by example and do just that. Hey, why did my cat get dismissed again? I have a friend from Scotland who uses a bagpipe, and everyone starts to hate him when he uses it. The problem is, bagpipes can sound great if they're played well. It's like violins. So someone has to be very skilled to make an instrument like the bagpipe work for them. But if you play it really badly, yeah, you don't make friends. How to lose friends quickly. Play the bagpipes badly. They sound weird on the skills. I should try and pick one up on my... I've got a couple of minis and just see how badly they sound. FJ, it'd be really cool if you got a Discord server. I thought about it, especially since Nalnada said she had one. My main problem with streaming and having Fibro is the multitasking thing. So, hearing people's voices, I would then have to... My brain wouldn't be able to quite compute who I'm supposed to be talking to, and half of me wonders if I'm talking to people voice-wise that people who are just in text chat can hear, and certainly people watching it back afterwards, whether it would be confusing because I'd be making responses to questions or things that people are saying out loud that they're not seeing on screen. So all this bagpipes in band sound fine, the skills just don't sound good. Sounds like a good reason not to have to. I'll just creep up to RP session with bagpipes and play and start. Faffy. Of course, if there are people you want to scare off from being friends, then that sounds like a perfect strategy. You don't have to go on voice at all. I'm only on my kin has a Discord that I'm terrible at keeping up on. This Lucky Alliance that I'm on here, that's Stein's kin. I've recently been added to one that's been recently set up from a guy who set a Star Wars site up that initially got me into Star Wars RPing. You know, good old forum RPing. What would you... Yeah, I'm just wondering how I would fit that in without my brain trying to explode due to multitasking. Ah, I've taken the wrong path. I always do that here. I can't blame anyone for that. It's just me and my map reading skills. Okay, Melanildis, how would I make that work without it being another thing to have to keep checking? Oh, I see. Yes. Yeah, that could have its advantages. I was just curious. When I put a status update through Twitch, do people actually follow me on Twitch? Do they get a notification about that, or do you have to check my actual profile for that? I also use it to go on voice so that people can hear me in real time. Yeah, I might have to avoid the voice bit initially, unless I was going to group up for something, then real time really does matter. But communicating with followers might be a very handy way of... yes, you might have actually convinced me to do that. I just have to make sure I add it into my social media mix, if you like. DHS uses Discord, a public server used during talking the hobbits to Isengard. That's a long walk talking to hobbits. Right, I think we've got a few to hand in. Oh, set my milestone. Yes. Yes, I would have to turn off notifications on my phone, which is what I had to with... It was quite a few years ago actually with social media. I decided there were certain platforms I was not having on my phone. So I don't have Facebook on my phone. I have Facebook Messenger on my phone because few people message me. So if one comes through, it's something I really should listen to or read. But Twitter, I don't get a light flicker or a sound because otherwise I'd be checking things all the time. And with fibromyalgia, I really struggle if my attention is divided too many ways, and that can become quite a stress for me. So I don't mind having something like Discord with the proviso that I check it when I want to, and probably in a browser. I do have the Discord app, but I'll probably forget to use it. But yeah, I'm at my desk so often, I don't mind using the browser for it. Notifications. Yep. Right, anyway, where are we handing some quests first? Oh yes, here we go. So, pile of soggy weeds that we picked up however many eons ago. These look a lot like any other river weeds that I have seen dozens of times, yet you say they smooth your skin upon touching them. Yes, yes, I feel that.
Could I speak with you a moment?
See, this is where it gets gross, and I took a great screenshot of my fairly young-looking guardian, looking quite distressed at this one. I examined the weeds you found, and I'm glad you brought them to me. Normally, the river weeds are of little consequence. One can eat them if hungry enough, but there was nothing special about them themselves. It seems something happens when the sand lurkers begin to digest the weeds. Lovely. Somehow, that brings out a mild healing ability from the plants. Oh, we gotta go back to Barandalf again. I've tried them on several scrapes and cuts around the camp here, and the results are undeniable. There's no sense in going swimming to get more, since they are undigested. I need you to go out and get more from the sand lurkers themselves. A slightly foul proposition, I realise, taking dinner right after it has been devoured. But I would like to have more of these weeds to make them much needed poultices. Yes, Nelnardis, and I think because I now know that I have followers on Twitch that I don't have on Twitter, that's probably going to be the most used thing for it, because yeah, I got that, Mel, no worry. Yeah, that it would be helpful then to link that up to Discord. Yeah, okay, you've convinced me. Of course, I need to remember to put that in as part of my mix, but it makes a lot of sense that people who are following me may not on Twitch now may not be users of Twitter, and may not check my profile to see if the schedules change, etc. So, yes, okay, I will set up Discord. I'll try and do that this weekend, ahead of Smuggler Saturday Old Republic stream. While there's a whole bunch of people in the room, and I've lost count now how many there are, it's pretty busy. My plan is to generally, for the next couple of weeks, have the one LOTRO stream a week, but I may do an impromptu random afternoon one to see how it goes, with my plan in February to actually attempt to have 2 LOTRO streams and 1 Old Republic stream, spaced evenly through the week. So that's where I hope to go with this. And it's just great to finally be back in the swing of LOTRO streaming again. And hi Hobnobs, good to see you. Thanks for joining. You might want to make channels for LOTRO. Yes, yeah, that makes sense, Mel. Definitely. Right, Jewels of a Crawler.
What can I do for you?
You found this within a crawler, you say? I wonder how it got there. Did it eat it by any chance?
Could I speak with you a moment?
You know, these rangers are funny, aren't they? They're so hilarious. I want you to cut open these lurkers. Give me their food before it's properly digested. And then this one is stuff inside crawlers. Crawlers creep me out because, yeah, wherever they are in Middle-earth, they creep me out. I examined the ring you found, and it's certainly from the Old Kingdom. It must have somehow gone overboard from a ship carrying it. The tide slowly carried it to shore where it was buried within the dunes, forgotten until a crawler accidentally devoured it. There were many ships that travelled the waters, and many storms that harried or wrecked them, particularly along this stretch of water. I wonder how many other pieces of jewellery fell overboard and made their way into the sands. There is one way to know. Head back to where you found this piece and search the crawlers there for other pieces of jewellery. If any of them swallowed one, odds are more of them have as well. Return to me with whatever you find. So yay, we get to cut open crawlers this time. Whoop. Oh, that's okay, Lieber. If you want to go and group up and play with someone else, that's fine too. We may as well pick, if we have to go back to the Barandalf, we may as well pick out a couple of other ones here. As a Kiwi, would you consider a stream on your Friday? That way it's Saturday for me. I'd have to think about that in Kata simply because I do. So I do Smuggler Saturday for me, which is early morning Sunday, depending what time zone you're in. And I'm gonna make sure I don't overdo it. So my original idea was to do for February was to do Monday, Thursday, and Saturday because it was kind of spread-ish apart. I would have to probably go to Monday, Wednesday. I don't know. Leave it with me. I'll have a think. But yes, it is the challenge with the streaming, isn't it? Is that you've just got people in all parts of the world, and it's hard to work out how to work it with my health, with people's time zones, etc. So Liba, for example, is that side of the world as well, and so she's about 13 hours difference to me or something. Before I pick up any more quests, speaking of goats, the Windfell's goat, which you can get at the anniversary event, is only 20 tokens and is really good. This is Aether's and has been for a long time. This is not a free goat, but is probably among my favourites. It's just the fleet-footed goat. I didn't buy it from the LOTRO store, although you can. It was a very rare drop from a gold Hobbit present way back when. Libra, I got it right. I usually get that so wrong. I usually think it's 11 when it's not. But yeah, no, I like my Windfell's goat. My not Windfell's goat. My fleet-footed goat on this alt. But if you have the Windfell's goat from the anniversary, because it's really easy to get the anniversary event, the Thorin's Hall goat is also really nice, which I've only got one out so far with max Thorin's Hall rep. And then when you do Moria storyline, you can pick up a Redhorn goat? Yes. Yes, that's right. Yes, the Marrow is right there, correct. It's the evil one. The goat you can get the anniversary event is in fact the evil goat, yes. FJ, was that a gold mob bit present? Drugvar. Yes, I think that's right, Mel. I think that's right. That if you haven't got a goat yet, the anniversary one is by far... Although, yeah, you've got two back-to-back, because... Oh, no worries, Faffy. Thank you so much for being around and for doing quotes for us. Sleep well. Look after yourself. I think the Farmer's Fair, which is a long way away now, has a goat. And Anniversary are the main ones where you can pick up a goat, if I remember right. Yeah, what Rhubarb said there is the Farmer's Fair one. That's right. Yeah. Oh, the Windfell goat will only be available for Mithril. Yeah, that's right. I'm glad I got it last year then. Oh, I didn't really... Last year I did a whole load of stuff not realising what the rule was with how... 2 years mounts become cheaper and then the next year go into Mithril. That's right. What would be the first goat that I might come across to win or buy? I think Thorin's Hall, but you got to wait a long time for that one. Secret's right, the Buried Treasure has one. In fact, the Buried Treasure event has more than one, because you've got the Treasure Laden Goat, which you can get out of a random treasure chest. Or you can get the 1,000 token one, which I've got on one character and never again. So, yes. Thorin's Hall goat is a reputation goat, yeah. Can we start with goat jokes? If they're tasteful, Marrow, yes. Ale Association, yes, that's something I've yet to do. Let's pick up a couple more quests. I think we have to go back to the Barandalf.
Might I take a moment of your time?
I pride myself on the wide array of supplies I carry, Aether, and do my best to maintain my inventory. You can imagine the disappointment if I were to travel to the southern lands and not have any of the various knickknacks of which the hobbits are so fond. No, I must maintain my stock at all times. Yay for craft fairs. But it's not easy. To get to Dwarling and Oakbarton, you have to travel southeast of Tinadir and pass through the Barandalf. The sands and dunes of that place are now home to creatures vile and dangerous. On my last journey, I was quite surprised by the grasping tendrils of a number of sandlurkers. I barely managed to escape with my life and my inventory. That is unacceptable, Aether, for the hobbits will be disappointed. If you can defeat some of the sandlurkers, I would greatly appreciate it and reward you in kind. You'll find many of the creatures near Litost on the banks of the Brandywine. Litost on the other side of the river and slightly south of Barad Thazir, if you are familiar. Well, we have to go and inspect the innards of sandlurkers anyway. I'm being swamped. Ah. Get off your horses.
Stay a moment.
Fantastic goats and where to find them. Yes, of course, Terry Edwin is correct with that. But they have a minimum level you can use the Thorin's Hall reputation items. Rep clickies. I haven't heard them called that before. Is it level 45 or something you have to be to use Thorin's Hall reps? Something like that. LOTRO players who stare at goats. Right. This is the other Barandalf quest. There's a small ruin on the... I say the other Barandalf quest. It's part of a quest line that will take us over the Brandywine, but yes. There is a small ruin on the west side of Barandalf called Litost. It is nothing more than a shell of walls now, but I feel we should make an effort everywhere we can. Crawlers have filled these ruins. This normally would not be a terrible thing. Nature is generally kind. However, These crawlers are diggers. They burrow holes through the ancient bricks and stone. In time they could bring down this very colossus. Head to Litost and search out the crawlers. The ones we are interested in stopping will not be on the surface. Flip over some rocks and defeat whatever you find beneath them, i.e. crawlers. And is this one to hand in? Yes. Let's hand this one in, but I won't pick the next one up because that's a separate quest. Yeah. What die unleash? A goat. Yes, Skydom is correct. Hasta la gota, baby. Defeat whatever you find. What if I find an old taco? I would advise you didn't eat that then. Hob Hillbrow is a name that I have not heard of in some time. I do miss him and his little jests, but I am pleased to hear he is doing well. When a scout reported seeing men in Dwelling, I feared the worst. Thank you for helping them with their situation. It is precious to think that in these dark times, a hobbit is concerned with the welfare of men. If only he knew how dire things had truly become. I envy the simple folk. The Rangers, of course, protect the bounds of the Shire more than the Bounders, but are not looked on favourably because they don't understand the work that they do. Right, so back to the Barandalf then. This time to, well, scavenge inside lurkers. There's a lovely thought. Hi Flea Taxi, sorry I spotted you come in, but the chat's been sort of ticking over like crazy. These jokes have got to get better. You better pitch in then, Flea Taxi, if that's what you hope. Go kitty go! I really should swap around 5 and 6 because I keep thinking that 5 is my lightning one, and it's not. I just end up wafting my staff in midair instead of going for lightning. Right, let's try that instead then. Oh no. Tell me this group of people is not... Yep, might well be. Let's see if I can escape down the... to the side of these people. They've got 2 hunters there. Yeah. If this persists, we might have to change what quest line we're doing. But let's head down the cliff and see if we can get ahead of... This might have goat out of hand. That's fine, it's fine. Right. So there isn't a sand lurker slayer deed, so they shouldn't be killing everything. Haha, Mel's one there is very clever. Very clever. Tell them to smile, they're on TV. Hello, your antics are currently being broadcast to the world. Please either do them with style or in a considerate fashion. Thank you. Right. We need to collect jewellery from inside silk crawlers as well as the lurkers. Probably means if I spot a lurker I need to grab it while I can. And Fleet Taxi joins in. Subspecies. Okay, I don't need any more sand lurkers at least. But I do need crawlers. Are they like all of the same kin? No, loads of randoms. They're on the same set of quests, aren't they? Right. I had a feeling that was the case. Well, they're kind of doing my job for me, but they've also used... I've not been quite invaded by that many people before. How many do I need to do? Is it just 6? Yeah. On an unrelated note, goat is really nice to eat. No joke. I don't need any more. Oh, I do need more sand lurkers. I thought I only needed 5. But that was a separate quest. Ah. I said goat is very nice to eat. It's okay. I don't know anything about bear meat, so it's fine. Right. I don't need more crawlers, but I do need more lurkers. Where is the report for animal abuse? Next, you'll be saying you shouldn't be able to eat lamb because you can have a sheep pet. Yes, I need 2 more lurkers. Well, only if they drop the right item, of course. But yeah. I feel like we've got very little done, but there's been loads going on in chat, which is awesome. Right. I'm hoping that group that just came in randomly bombed will have moved well on in their quest. It means I don't cross them again. Because I think if you do the repairing of the tower, the catapult, you come back down here for the bits and pieces, and then they're at least open tapped nodes, so there's no competing for killing things at least. Right, and we can go back to Hiking's Crossing now. That would just be bad. Unfortunately, because we have NJ in the house. We haven't got her in the house right now, but in our family, we have various songs. Sheep apparently go ba, but goats go meh in the song. Not that I've ever heard an actual sheep use the letter B, of course, but there it is. Lambs go meh. Yeah, it's. I mean, they wrote the song. It's part of a fairly big YouTube channel. Actually, their videos have like millions of views. Dedicated to making really simple. Well, it's called super simple songs or something like that. Oh, yeah, I actually want that gold node. Since having to do guild crafting, I have to keep my stocks of gold up because of expert guild rep items. And the need to make white gold for the same purpose. Right. I might as well walk this as a Limraffen up there. Interestingly, I notice here the Limraffen don't seem to have much of an answer for tactical attacks. I think my mini had a bit more of an issue, but I've known Limraffen evade arrows multiple times. But I haven't had much of an evade response on my Lore-Master yet to Limreffin. Interesting. Right, there's nothing else here, so let's... I'm just glad talking about rap. I don't mind some rap I've heard, but my sister didn't, who is only a little bit younger than I am, didn't go through a rap phase, but she did go through a horrible pop phase, and it was like really, really bad pop music as well. And I just had to sort of blare some rock out to, and I don't even go for hard rock, but anything's better than, music that has no bass and depth to the sound. But that's just opinion. Music is a personal taste, of course. Right. Oh look, we've got 4 quests from the same guy.
What can I do for you?
You defeated the Sandlurkers of the Barandalf. I'm glad to hear it and will reward you for your efforts accordingly. I'm going to reward you with a currency that is almost pointless. So we'll look when we get to Tinadir, which will be in the next stream. Probably. I think there's quite a lot to do here. So if I go into... For some reason my wallet key is not responding. In Evendim you get landscape, here it is, so bronze and silver Honorian coins, but I found on most characters that their gear is already better than what you can trade for there. There are some really good cosmetics at the rep vendor though, so it's worth having a look and trade some in if you can, but I end up with a lot of those just going spare. My brother and I have a personal joke about dour hand music. Is it a personal joke you can share? Nil Nard is someone who's listening to Paramore and pretend I'm 14 again.
How can I be of service?
This is about the crawlers under the rocks. We will still need to go down there at some point and reinforce the walls, but you provided us with some much needed time. Thank you. Rep in Evendim is not difficult to get when you got quests that give you 900.
What can I do for you?
1200 for this one. Jewels of Evendim. These are extraordinary. They will need some cleaning and polish, but the workmanship is exquisite. These can teach us a lot about how to place intricate details into rings and earrings. Indeed. Excuse me. Prefer to forget some of the music I listened to at 14 and 15.
What do you need?
This is disgusting. Get the weeds out of the lurkers. These will do perfectly, just barely digested, and there's plenty of time, plenty here to make poultices for weeks. Thank you. Yay, and that doesn't trigger any more quests with him. Good. So, what have we got over here? What's this gold?
Could I speak with you a moment?
Yes, right, so, which one should we do first? Shall we do the repairing of the catapult? Or shall we...
Would you do something for me?
Let's do the one that takes us to the tomb robbers.
Could I speak with you a moment?
Let's do that. And see what time we've got left after that, if any. And we might do the repairing of the catapult next week. Barad Thazir is a place we know little about. So Barad Thazir, if I remember right, is over here. But I know it was a site of value. It controlled the shipping lanes and access to the lake from the Barandwin. Every boat travelling the river passed through it. The robbers there are a nuisance, but they should not distract from a larger goal, to learn as much as we can and preserve as much history as possible. We shall never know where we're going if we do not know where we come from. Sorry, screenshot moment. We shall never know where we are going if we do not know where we come from. Head down to Barad Thazir and do some scouting for me. I know that there are 5 doorways, but I do not know what they lead to. Knowing the makeup of the structure would be of great help. Yes, right. Let's hope these guys are not going to Barad Thazir, although they can kill some tomb robbers for you, for me if they do. I still have the sheet music, never gonna give you up. Oh wow, that's impressive if you still have the sheet music to it. I need to know where I came from. You go find out. Yep. That's the logic of some of the people in Middle-earth. Some of them really try to convince you they've been busy while you've been doing their errands for you. They try. They try really hard. Oh yes, now I find a huge sand Norbog when I just could not find any before. Right. I'm gonna hightail it to Barandalf just in case that other group is following. So I'm not going to be fussed about deeds on this alt in this region. They're quite hard going. Yay, we get to come back to this sunken ship later as well. Sadly you don't swim down to it, but it's still pretty neat that you get to pick treasure chests up from a sunken ship. Don't give me that being busy, but you've not even moved. I've been so busy while you've been gone, all those 3 minutes that you were gone. Right. Now then, depending on how many mobs I end up aggroing at some point, I might actually have to concentrate for a little while. Poom Defender. A really bad kids hero cartoon. Right. Got to find all these entrance ways. That might be one of them. So this is probably the highest concentration of tomb robbers in Evendim, and these do give you 8, as we've just seen there, 8 rep per kill. But they also, some of them will drop Tomb Raider sashes, for example, as a rep item. Again, if I've remembered correctly, there's a quest at Tinadir that you can turn in for instant rep if you keep about 10 of those tomb robber stashes. And don't use them for rep. It saves you coming back to collect more of the rep. So it's worth doing. Right, is this one of the entranceways? Yes. The deep ruts in the ground on small wooden pieces identify it as the old storeroom. Quest givers remind me of the Jedi Council in the Star Wars prequels. We'll devote all our resources solving the mystery of the Sith. All our resources sitting here on our butts while you go back to Naboo. I'd not seen it like that before, but that's not a bad way of describing it, Puddle Jumper. Right, now another one of the entranceways through here. Yes, I believe it is. That's it, burn the tomb robbers. More advice for life from FJ Stream, you're welcome. Now I think this might be another entranceway. I'm certainly near a ring for it. Right, you go for the ranged one, I'll take out that one. Oh yay, more of you. That's exactly what I needed. I like these are the scruffy tomb robbers. I don't think I've ever come across the well-dressed tomb robbers here. A large amount of pottery shards identifies this as the dining room. Doing a little archaeology here. They go on about it. It attacked the queen, and Qui-Gon's just... excuse me. Never gonna look at quest givers in quite the same way. Yes. There we go. Destroying your views of quest givers. Since the start of 2018. Now they need another entranceway. I can't quite keep up on chat, but as I don't know much about music, that kind of music, then that's not a problem for me. I'll try and make sure I pick up on anything that I have knowledge to respond to. Is this an entranceway? Yes. The high point of the ruins, the scattered debris of weaponry makes it clear these were the barracks. It's a whole load of barracks. So, 2 more? Yeah, let's go round. If I'm on my hunter, I will gladly fire down on these people, but I'm not sure I could heal my pet fast enough if I tried to do the ranged thing. I was very much by the sheet music too. Yeah, I started trying to do that with certain bands that I liked, and then I worked out, although I could play the keyboard, there's no way I could play it the way that the original artists intended it to be played. So it turned out to be a lot more complicated than what I envisaged. And that's with an understanding of music, because I used to play clarinet a lot. And now it hurts too much, so I haven't played in absolutely ages. Quick while he's not looking, more matches. Wow, we really do have the Pibgorn's haters club here, don't we? I need to find one and play one so I can see why they're quite as bad as people say. Right, which one transfers health? I've not done enough of the healing side of this, have I? Sign of righteousness, no. Share the power. Light of hope? Oh, that was the one I wanted. Right. I told you it's going to be a chilled stream. I mean it means I've not really paid attention to much. A faint etching of swords and bows lines the doorway. This must have been the armory. There are lots of arms in there. And legs and... Oh wait, no, sorry, wrong tomb. Right, I need the last door, which is... Oh, a chest. A friend of mine named Hal. Name your instruments. Haven't done that in a very, very long time. The thing is, now I've been playing games, is like naming your instruments. Is that like naming your own weapon? I can use knowledge of cures on myself, can't I? Yes, okay, that's fine. Use the tape yourself, sing along to our favourites. Oh, you're brave to tape yourselves, because I swear, certainly when you're young, you sound better in your head than what you do on any recording. Not sure I've said it before, but I used to play clarinet. Oh, did you? If you have, I've forgotten, so I apologise. I stopped when I got braces and teeth. Oh, yeah, no. You would either break... Yeah, that would be tricky. I mean, I broke mouthpieces because of having too strong teeth. Oh, hi, LOTRO role player. Thanks for popping by. This doorway was either left unmarked or time has worn away any inscription. Right, now we have to get back out, but thankfully there is a Slayer deed for this slot, so it doesn't really matter if we kill more just to get back out again, so we need to cross the Brandywine again. broke reeds all. Yes, they're easy to do, very easy to break. Just one wrong chomp, and that's it. You've got to buy another one. You play the LM very well. It's challenging. In my, I'll take the compliment. So thank you. But when we did the North Downs and Doldenen, that was challenging. I think we managed not to die in that, but that was pretty difficult. The thing is, I found with some content in LOTRO, you can go from stuff like this where you're just relaxed and going through, then all of a sudden you'll hit a challenging area and you have to think then where all your abilities are. Okay, that was a bit weird. I've always wondered that. A Limrath in there just totally vanished because it hit dawn. And I've meant to, in the Troll Shores, hung around a troll until dawn and see, do they vanish or do they run away? You should make tutorials for LM often die in landscape. Oh, I don't very often die in landscape. Although I am running probably what is the cheats line, if that's possible. So my job is to keep my pet alive, really. So I'm on Keeper of Animals. Yeah, I mean, if that's something that people would value, I feel inexperienced compared to other LMs, but maybe that's a better person to be writing about it. Maybe. Can you play your instrument on stream? Oh, hi, Slyboy. I shouldn't. I can't. I could, but A, I haven't practiced in years, and B, the reason I don't play clarinet anymore is because it hurts my hands. So, to anyone who's new to the stream, which looking at the list is a lot of you, I wear these because my hands hurt due to a health condition. Yes, alright, sand lurker. Go away. Thinking is overrated. No, this is not this landscape stuff I don't find challenging with LM. There are certain abilities that buff others, so you can start off with Burning Embers, and then this one here adds to that, so the Wizard's Fire adds to that and builds damage over time. But then Gust of Wind and this... where's the other one? Gust of Wind is one I use more often. Again, can spread it, so it says has a chance of spreading the fire to nearby foes. So you start with one and then you buff them up, for example. So that's how I run with my LM, but my focus has to be keeping my cat alive in this case. You believe the trolls vanish? That's a puddle jumper. Yeah, I'd like to witness it. It just seems a bit weird. I can believe that to be the case now. I've just seen a Limrath do exactly that. It wasn't my bog guardian, Svevnorin. That was in fact a bog lurker, a sand lurker here. I am running with the lynx pet, which is probably why you can't see him very often. So look, I'm running here with the lynx on aggressive mode. Your right hand chronically hurts. Yeah, my pain in my hand sort of, it never goes, but it's mostly stiffness. Although on blogging days, the hand pain really does kick off. There's no easy way of dictating gaming blogging. There's too many in terms to learn. Oh, I'm a jeweler. Right. Keep the adamants. Gleaming spiked pole axe. I don't have a character for that yet. Captain. I'm trying to think what the other classes that I've not tried. So I'm just starting a warden later this week. I haven't tried Captain. Burglar. Haven't tried Burglar. That's the other class I haven't tried. Remembered it now. Maybe. Can you maybe sing if you can't play? I can, but not in performance. But I used to sing as part of a group when I was really young. I wouldn't want... I do occasionally end up singing certain things out loud on stream, but it depends on what
Are you looking for something, friend?
the context is and who's triggered it. Hi Jamaican Gravy, thanks for popping by. As per usual, this stream is bonkers, but the chat is even more bonkers than normal, so yay. I actually don't mind. Bonkers. Right. Anything else I need in here? 4 outs. Nothing urgent. Oh look, it's that group that's following me around. I'm sure that's not what they're doing, but it feels like it. Of course, if you got off your horses, I might be able to see my quest giver. Thank you very much.
How can I be of service?
No worries, Rhubarb. Thanks for coming, and look after yourself and safe journey home. You mean PVMP? Can you show the it's PVMP in this game? Yes and no. I can't because I've never played it. I could should do the PvP in the Old Republic, but someday. But you'll see how badly I PvP, if you like. But no, I've never played PVMP here. Mostly because I like the stories here and the character development. If Maro is still in the room, is Maro still around? Can't see him in the list if he is. I could just be being blind. No, if you see Maro in the room, he does PVMP. Other people in the room about PVMP? Watch Out Burglar is very difficult. I can't play him on a level 20 plus. Really? I've never been a stealth fighter, so I do have stealth as on the Old Republic, but I don't like fighting from stealth. I'm not very good at positioning like behind enemies, for example, which I think is one of the strengths of the burglar, isn't it? If you think this is bonkers, you should have seen chat on Monday evening. Actually, this is bonkers, I admit it. I can't keep up with chat. I'm trying. You are having loads of fun, so that's fine. Oh no, Cordovan said on LOTRO stream that it's a bad place to play. And the players are trolls and banned from his stream. What, so if people do PVMP on stream, it tends to attract the wrong kind of people? Is that right? Yeah, PVMP is not my thing. Not all PVMP players are trolls. No, I know there's a few people I spot on Twitter that actually do play, and they play because they want to play. But apparently there's some class imbalances things in there as well. But I don't know, I've got no experience in that. So, a storeroom, a dining hall, barracks, an armory, and one room that was unmarked. Either intentionally or lost to time. Interesting.
Stay a moment.
While you were examining those entrances, I was reading up on some things that went through the port. Oh yeah, while you were going and, you know, being attacked by lots of brigands who wanted to kill you for your stuff, I was reading some books. Huh, what a lovely guy. The records indicate weapons and pottery were the primary things shipped along the river. I wonder if there's anything left still. There are many pieces of knowledge that were once known and have left this land, smithing and artisanship among the greatest. If we could recover some items from the past, we might be able to make greater things for the future. Please return to Barad Thazir and see if you can find some things left behind and overlooked by the robbers there. A shield, weapon, and a vase would be the most use to my studies. Okay. We can do that. One of the items is really oddly positioned as well. People who PVM me tend to be more... Yeah, what Shermanator said there, I'm not sure that's unique to LOTRO. I know PvP in the Old Republic I find pretty stressful, and people expect you to know exactly all the objectives, etc. because they do it all the time. So, yeah, and I find because it's combat, certainly in the Old Republic, I can't speak with PvMP, it's bad for my hands, so I have to feel like doing PvP, and my hands seem to feel alright for me to do a session in PvP, so I don't do it very often. It seems to track its own sort of subgroup of gamers, that people who do it because they want to do the PvP. Wow, that sunlight's really bright. I've not seen the sun that big in Evendim for a long time, not without adding exposure when I post-process. Sorry for giving you a view of my Elk's bottom there. Yeah, secret. That's what I was trying to say about the old Republic as well. Is that it seems to be something about players who want to play against players, but I guess that will make people more aggressive towards other players because, you know, it's a win or lose scenario in PvP. I can't speak for PvMP here, but it's a lose or win scenario, and so you want to be aggressive towards your opponents, but it's hard to not let that slip in towards your teammates, I suppose. I found the best way to do PvP in the Old Republic is to turn off chat. Focus on your own objectives. That's no way to act like a team, I suppose, but it might save you from some aggro. Right, so we want a shield, a sword, and a vase. I'll be aggressive towards you. He died before the lightning struck. Yay. Right, now then. Let's see if I can do this without cheating and looking it up. Oh, hello. Of course, I want time to think, and that's exactly what the mobs don't want you to do. Oh, in Evendim as well, there's usually this depends on how, whether the good guys or the bad guys are controlling Illuminas, your rep from killing mobs that give you rep increases. So instead of it was 8 earlier, it's 10 at the moment because the free peoples are controlling more of a Numinas than the enemy. Oh look, I'm getting mobbed out. Oh, there's some oh, it's that group of players. They must be needing it to have aggroed this many mobs. I'm not in combat, so I can heal myself. Don't drag your mobs into my fight. I did a couple of war zones recently, said Terra Edwin, didn't seem too bad. Yeah, I think the only time I've had interpersonal issues is the best way of putting it is if I'm healing. Which I wanted to do for healing experience, but I chose the wrong activity. Right. One of these items is on a wall. That's what I'm trying to remember. And I can't remember which bit of the wall. And I might have to put floaty names on to find them. To find the different components. Where you can't. Go. Go attack things. Thank you. I'm a veteran button masher. Yeah, well, I'm going to. My new video series is going to be on learning the Warden, because I'll be learning it, so I won't be teaching as much as you can learn from my mistakes. Yes, I'm aware of that puddle jumper. That's the but so what I've managed to do with my Guardian, which can also be quite button clicky, is to move some to keybind them. I'm trying to find any of these items, and I'm finding it hard to concentrate. This one's on the wall. Yes, I think I have to go round. Right, yes. I need to kill these two to walk past them. So let's do that. I need... basically, I'm overdue for redoing my UIs to focus more on key binding. Which I think the Warden will force me to speed up. But even on my Guardian, I use certain... I moved abilities around. So this is the vase. It's up here. If you end up doing this quest, this is the one. It's not on a wall. It's up here. Now I've still got to find that. That's one of the 3 items. As the other one on the floor. Yes, I think it is. Do we risk a jump? Yes. Go on then. Haha! Didn't even crack an ankle. There's one. It's nestled here. It is nestled into a corner. Put Warden skills on the number pad. I would struggle with that because I've got I use this mouse as on my right hand, and the numpad is right next to it, and I'm not sure I would be able to claw my way around it. Mads uses numpad. Oh, interesting. I might have to investigate that. Leave my eyes alone. Oh, it's been a while since I had a pun I was like, we didn't mention taking out someone's eyes. Oh. That's what was going on. There are some non-combat pet LM tomes in kin. Oh, thanks, Cuff. I've got... The only ones I've got, I think, for here are... I think I've got cat speech. What other speeches have I got? I've got snake speech, rabbit speech, and dog speech. They are not their cosmetic companions, so... Thanks for stopping by and chatting, Skydom. Thanks again. Look after yourself. Hope to see you again for another stream. Right, we still have to find the sword, but we need to get there first. It's a little tricky with the mouse. Yeah, it's interesting because for a while I thought my hunter was good on my hands, but the more abilities you get and the faster they channel, or especially with the quick running with Find the Path, I can end up launching loads in a short space of time, and so sometimes I find my Guardian's actually less bad on my hands, which surprised me, because it's slower, so although you have more keystrokes per fight, they're further apart. Hey ho. The joy of trying to game while fighting with a chronic pain condition is... These are all sorts of things that most people probably don't have to think about. Right, we're after the sword. Not in the stone. Oh, we'd have to kill Ansley later, I think. Oh, I can't. Not looking at my range. Ugh. I didn't realise my lightning hadn't actually... Oh. Control 6, Knowledge of Cures. I need to try and remember that one. So, is the sword this side of the wall or that side of the wall? It might be up around here, actually. Let's try that. Where are we at? 9:45. Okay. Hitting Del will select the nearest object. Which object? Oh, object. Oh, interesting. Ah. Yes, thank you. Yes, it does. See, it's still about hanging together and me learning as much as I can from you people, really. I'm so used to putting floaty names on and just looking for the things. I don't think that there is obviously a much more efficient way of doing them. Oh, I've already healed up. I don't need to do that. I've already healed. Thank you. Honestly, I keep forgetting it too. Hey, all good. It's one of those things where if you don't do it very often, you can easily forget about it. I've managed to bring in some of my shortcut keys from the Old Republic. So, for example, I have Control 1, as in telling my pet to attack something. Saves me a click. The only thing is you don't go into in combat mode until the lynx reaches the mob, so I don't always know that it's actually got my command, and it hasn't always either. It doesn't help that I often find to need back on. Haha. I mean, I usually have floaty names off for immersion reasons. Not immersion as I am now. I am immersed in water. But so that it's the world that I'm absorbing myself in. But for finding objects, especially during the daytime when you can't always see the glowing of them, or if I'll take that Trollshaw's Crawler Slayer. Pain in the backside because they crawl all over the place and are often hidden. Floaty names helps with that at least. Also very good for finding the dye materials needed for scholars, because they're in quite a light letter colour, so you find them much easier. Immersed in water. See, my brain can work occasionally. Pure fluke of timing, but we'll take it because comedy is all about the timing, right? Yep. It's okay, we're not... I type so badly and I get things muddled up when I try and talk. I'm not going to judge someone for spelling something wrong. As long as you're understood, communication has happened. Yes, Cough, that is the spotted links that I'm running there. If you're logged on at the moment, Coughlin, sorry I'm so quiet in kin chat. I can't type chat and voice chat and quest all at the same time. It's a problem with multitasking. But yes, it is the spotted links. It's prettier than the default links from my perspective. It's pure opinion, of course. Right, coming up to 10 to 10. What have we got time for? Let's have a think. Elven quilted leggings. Oh. Doesn't really matter, I've got my outfit sorted at the moment. Would it be okay to ask if you were a woman? Me? I think it's obvious that I'm not. Oh, would it be okay if you were a woman? If what? What would be okay? I'm so confused. I'm so confused. What's the question, Nelnardis? You're confusing me. Expert jeweler. Yes, I'll take that. Multitasking. Yeah, you'd say so, but I'm not sure my wife's much better at multitasking than I am. In theory, I can, but there's a difference in multitasking and just trying to do too many different things. So, I mean, the fact that I'm looking at text, the actual voice, the text chat thingy is on this window, on screen, when it is a window, but the game is on this one, but so I have to here. So I do have to multitask to do this lot. These relics do not appear on the surface to hold anything new or different, but only a fool would stop there. I will continue to examine them to prove that I am not a fool. Hobnobs! In all honesty, with multitasking, I have to for blog posts to do with gaming, because I have to be able to do the game, run through part of the game, do the screenshots from it, edit them, put them into the blog post, write about it, etc. So I can multitask, but there's a limit to what I can do, else I will wear myself out. Most of the items you recovered had the same mark you told me was outside the storeroom. I think we should focus our efforts there. I have spied a great many robbers entering and exiting that doorway, but they never seem to be carrying anything out. They must be loading it all in crates and bags and carts. And I've lost my place. We must know what they have found in there. It must be a great deal if they are waiting to move it until they have it all. Head within the storehouse and search whatever containers you find there. We must know what they have found. I'm sure you think so. I'm waiting for the next sale on bag space because I am desperately in need.
How may I help you today?
Mel has played healers in other games, but find it stressful and utterly exhausting. Yeah, I do small amounts of healing occasionally in the Old Republic, but only with friends. So I know there's no judgmental things going on. Make a cup of tea and wash up at the same time while making dinner. Well, I can't make dinner anymore, but that's more an ability problem with my hands and things rather than and timing now. I used to be able to do cooking, not so much anymore. How are we doing with currency? Oh yes, I'm waiting for something from auction house. I thought, why are we down 18 gold today? It's because I've bid on something in auction house.
What can I do for you today?
You can do nothing for me today. Right. Is there anything else going on at Barandalf I can pick up? What's your quest?
Might I take a moment of your time?
Yes, good. Missed this one the first time. Yeah, menorahs. I with the Old Republic stuff. I only do it with guilds, with guild people, which is kin equivalent in the Old Republic. Storage inventories bags are on sale now. Are they? I totally missed that changing over. It's been a tricky few days, so I've gotten a little bit behind on what's going on. Sale. Specials. Specials menu. Not yet. It must be changing over tomorrow for me. We have to do something about those tomb robbers. Earthier, I have spoken with my kinsman about this matter, but we are stretched thin. We must focus on the threats to the tombs of our forebears in Menarain and the crypts of Anuminas, even while other areas fall into danger. Southeast of this colossus, the sands of the Barandalf and the dune grasses are swept by the breezes that come off the Brandywine, but now the gentle breezes carry too the harsh cries and commands of a band of tomb robbers. They have established a camp in the ruins of Barandalf on the far side of the Brandywine, and I fear that before long they will cross this river and pass into the peaceful lands to the south. You will be rewarded if you can defeat the tomb robbers. Not all of them. To Barandalf, we cannot allow them to ransack and carry away our past, but we cannot afford to do anything about it ourselves. Apparently, defeating 12 tomb robbers classes as defeating the tomb robbers. I dispute the mathematics there. Yes, and a cup of tea, please. Thank you. Click sales, not specials. I'm in the LOTRO beacon again, am I? Oh, screenshot of the day last week. I looked for the beacon earlier, but it must have come out as I was streaming. It normally... Why can't I see the sales button? I think I'm starting to get dense. That's just recent items. You don't want to see that as an epic list. I'll look later. Clearly my brain is not working right now. Right, let's do this last bit. Oh, my crafting guide. Oh, that's really nice that they put that in there. I've still got to write about 4 professions. Historian is taking me quite some time. It's quite detailed. There's quite a lot going on, and cooking will take me a fair amount as well. So I think in a week or 2, I should have the second part, or the third part of that crafting guide done. Hopefully, it started. I've started that third part, but my next post to come out tomorrow is actually an Old Republic one. But I have more fan fiction on the way. and the other half of that crafting guide as a starting point, and I've already been brainstorming other beginner's guides that I could do. So yes, plenty to come, and I will actually set up that Discord server because it might help help with content as well. Right, so here the storeroom one, if I remember right, is the one over down. Oh no, the storeroom's up here. Right, we need to defeat 12 room tobbers. Oh my life! Can you tell it's getting towards the end of stream? Let's go and click some room tobbers. No, I haven't had anything like that in LOTRO because Lindy has avoided instances and groups like the plague. Oh yes, Mel, I have no delusions that somehow chat will be more sane just because it's not live. Oh come on, it's based around, if I start something it's not going to result in sanity. I'm realistic like that. Is there another self-heal other than Inner Flame for the LM? I'm not convinced there is. At least not yet. No, I'm not sure. Does anyone know if there is a self-heal that I'm missing? We'll do these two quests and then probably, if I'm starting to say room tobbers, it's probably a good sign that coming to a close for today is probably wise. I mean, every class can't have a self-heal, I suppose, but the only thing that I love playing my Lore-Master, the only thing that really annoys me are abilities that use health up. I understand using lots of power makes sense, but sacrificing some of your health I find difficult because I'm like, I'm sure I wasn't hit that often by the mobs, and it's not. It's because my abilities sometimes require it. I wish I had self-heal on everyone. Well, at least even with the Hunter, you've got Blood Arrow. At least I've got a self-cleanse. Except Cappy, no real self-heal. Yeah, Guardian has some. My Guardian has some, although it does take a little bit of time to carry out, at which point you're still being hacked, slashed and shot. So you got to bear that in mind. Right, loaded cart. While looking through the cart, you're ambushed by tomb robbers. My mini has self-heals. Yes, yes it does. Both my minis are dissonant minis. Champions have self-heals, do they? I think my champ has gotten a little bit discarded. He's mostly a crafting out. I enjoy playing champ. I've got two of them. I think about it, but I have to be in the mindset to do it. But also, it's my dwarf champ is another one that is. We just kept being ambushed. It's fine. My dwarf champ is another one that's stuck in Breland. So thank you. There we go. Right. So done that ambush. Yay. OP furballs have heals in yellow. Yes, yes, I like my bear. For the self heals are great. The Runekeeper has self heals, but is less effective unless you are focusing on healing, because it's that class where the more damage abilities you use, the more effective the damage abilities are, and the same for heals. So you can pre-do a self heal, but then it's hard to get back to being able to self heal once you're damage dealing. So yes. another class that's stuck in Breland because I've not got around to getting them out of it yet. Guardian has loads of self-heals. I'm not... Remember, my Guardian's only about level 40-ish, 43, 44. So... And I have a horrific memory. And I don't always remember names of abilities either, so I'll just sort of button mash, and if I survive at the end, great. Yes, Hobnobs it's okay. I remember that hideous word noob being used when I was first introduced to any form of online interaction. The elites would criticise people who dared to even join their game, and therefore criticise them for not knowing the stuff because they've never done it before. Thankfully I've not come across people who are like that in LOTRO, but then again, it might be just because I've not tried to find them. Lore-Master of Inner Flame and Wisdom of the Council. Wisdom of the Council. Oh, that's here. Heals morale in time of need. Briefly protects you while damaging enemies who attack you. On any common fire, shadow, orc. 15% chance to negate 100%. Oh, and restores. Ah! I totally didn't notice that was a self-heal as well, so... Thanks for that secret, that's really helpful. Yes, I had not noticed that was also a self-heal. This is what I mean, is I know I'm okay with the damage dealing stuff, but I need to really get my head around the healing things, especially for self-preservation. Flea taxi, I hate elitism in games. To be fair, I just hate elitism, but it seems particularly obnoxious in gaming when it rears its ugly head. But people in the LOTRO community have been awesome though, in saying, look, we're all learning, no one knows it all, and happy to share their knowledge, and that's been part of the way I learned things, because you're not afraid. There's no reason to be afraid to ask questions, and no one player has all the answers. Or likely, anyway. You can just enjoy it. It was refreshing to fish slap someone else. I got bored fish slapping the person I usually fish slap, so yay for someone new. I love elitism, that's why I'm King of Sweden. Power of knowledge have heal. Power of knowledge. Knowledge of cures. Sign of righteousness. Back from the brink. Bane flame. Power of knowledge. Here we go. Yes, actually, you're quite right. Yes, I keep forgetting to use that ability. It's probably because I only play this class once a week now. I keep forgetting. Yes, Power of Knowledge drains it from another character, from another enemy, and attributes it to you. Yes, I need to remember that. It's not so much of an issue in normal landscape stuff, except where you end up being mobbed and you need those survival mechanisms. Right, let's hand these in, and then I should probably call it a day for today. But it's been awesome, the number of people who have come and chatted. I think I've just about kept up.
What do you need?
I'll have to catch up on LOTRO family after a bit of a break, I think. So there was nothing but dirt and rubble in the carts, and then an ambush awaiting those that sought them out. If the robbers are this devious here, I shudder to think what troubles will await us within the estates of the north. More of them. I thought there was another one I needed to hand in here. Yes, yes, there is. Yeah, I considered going on a bit longer, Mel, but yeah, I'm pretty tired, so I will call it. But it's been time has gone pretty quickly tonight. You have driven off several of the contingent. I'm pleased to hear it and know that the robbers have less of a hold on Barad Thazir than they once did. You have my thanks, Aethir, but do not rest yet. We have just begun to wrest those robots back. And yay, we went up a rep level at the end of the session. Great. I won't pick that up now and read it. We'll pick that up at the start of next week's one. But yay, we've got 10 extra LOTRO points. Friends of the Wardens. Travel discounts around Evendim. And we can then work on ally. Brilliant. So yes, there we go. I think we got some stuff done. But yeah, the chat has been bonkers. Thanks so much for everyone for coming. Saturday will be Smuggler Saturday, as per usual, at 2 PM. The next official LOTRO stream from me will be the same time next Thursday. There is a slim chance I will try and run a random timed one to see if I can do 3, but I'm not going to pressurise myself to do that. But if not, it'll be next Thursday. Everyone, make sure you look after yourselves, and hope to see some of you on Saturday. Take care, folks.